All right. And what up, world? It's Mac. Tell me something slick and make it stick, baby. We are back for another episode of the Purple Panties Podcast. And yeah, that is not your imagination like the Temptations. That is Gizzle eating a damn corn dog. It's a vegan, a vegetarian corn dog. I don't know. I'm not neither of the such. I used to be a vegan in a previous lifetime. Fun fact about Mac. I tried veganism for a little bit. Didn't work for me.
How long?
You said what, Jizzle?
How long?
I was a vegan for 2 years. I did it for 2 years. Yeah, for 2 years. It didn't work for me. I started gaining weight. I was like, you know what? I need some animal protein. Doctor was like, yeah, your body needs animal protein, slim down, and I'm looking good again, baby. So, but anyway, we're not here to talk about me and my veganism or Jizzle and her corn dog. We're not gonna go there. But if anybody want to take a meme of that, thank you and please, we would appreciate the publicity. Week in review. Yes, Jizzle, tell us, baby, what your week been? Hey, how them kids been up there at school? Oh, not bad.
My worst class. Usually, my worst class period be fourth block. Fourth block chill. First block chill. It's third block. It's the lunch period. Them people be on 10. I'm like, what? I got going on. So yeah, third block. Shout out to my third block class.
Shout out to the third block cast. Third block. What's up with my guy, Mr. Barry? What's going on with him?
Shout out to my boy Barry.
Barry,
He
about to squeeze them cheeks in a minute, any moment now. God damn it, yes. It ain't happening.
I'm gonna tell him I'll be talking about him on the podcast when I see him Monday.
Hey, tell Mr. Barry I'm pulling for him. I'm like, hey, I just want Jizzle happy. If Mr. Barry, if you can do what these niggas can't do, step up. Step up.
Barry don't want me.
Okay. Oh, well, he might want to. Jizzle ain't gave him a chance. He might. All right. Mm-hmm. What up to the chat? Peace and love to the chat. Appreciate you, Sandra. What up? Buffalo, New York, home of the mafia. That's right. I don't know which mafia, but the mafia. Goddamn.
Junior Mafia.
Junior. Oh Lord.
Let me stop.
You so good. Oh, you know them. You didn't know no damn other body else, but you know Junior Mafia. This woman here, boy, I tell you. Anywho, what up, Coco? What up? Man, y'all ready to talk about mental health, y'all? I got a lot to say. I have several thoughts. I got many opinions on mental health. Some of y'all out there should not be dating any damn body till you go sit your ass down and get you some healing about yourself and some wholeness. Mm-hmm. Man, the title for this week, the theme, Love and the Mind, Navigate Mental Health in Modern Dating. Y'all, it is people crashing out. I was having a conversation with my homeboy from Cali yesterday. He told me dudes out there crashing out, about girls not liking them, and niggas is about killing themselves, just doing a bunch of goofy, weirdo stuff, man. I don't understand that. I'm not from that era. But anyway, I am from the era where I want people to be mentally whole. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this off. I'm going to let Jizzle finish eating her corn dog. I got a lot to say, so I'm going to let her eat her corn dog.
Cherry.
Oh, it's cherry. Okay. This woman here. Anyway, I won't be with us today, y'all. Update. She had to take care of something personal. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, she'll be back. She'll be good next week. So, but anyway, let's get to it. As always, me and the Jizz got it. All right. How does mental health impact one's approach to dating? It impacts it immensely. First and foremost, your mental health impacts everything you do. You ain't doing nothing without your mind. So for me, mental health, it impacts your dating because you're dealing with another human being. And in order to interact with a human being, you have to have a meeting of the mind. And if your meaning of the mind is warped and messed up or toxic, well, what do you think that's going to do, and how do you think it's going to impact one's approach to dating? Because no matter what, we can't leave our mind at home. We can't separate our mind from the moments or the experience. So how you view the world, how you view yourself impacts everything. I am a huge proponent. You guys gonna hear me talking about this all throughout this show. I am a huge proponent of counseling, therapy, and meditation. I am a huge proponent of getting you some mental healness, man. I mean, wholeness, excuse me. I'm so serious about that. So for me, mental health impacts a lot of ways. One of the biggest ways that mental health impacts to me is your perception of others. We all sit up here and we say, well, you know what? I don't want to be judgmental. I don't want to see, I don't want to view new people the way I viewed the old people. Well, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. We've all done that. We've all done that, whether you want to do it or not, until you heal from your past pain point. You talking about a guy who got true mother issue, let me say, I'm healed from that, who had true traumatic mother issues, abandonment issues, like, yo, I'm coming to get you, and I never show up type shit. Like, you really don't have, have trust issues with women. The slightest thing that a woman could do that even remotely reminds you of that moment triggers it. Because with mental health, most times it's not the moment that triggers you, it's the memory of something else. And so I am a huge proponent in getting you some effing therapy. I don't know why not. If any other race in the world needs therapy the most, it is our race. It's all the shit we've been through, traumatic, the drama, the stress, everything's been passed down historically from slavery to Jim Crow, Reconstruction. I mean, all of this shit. And for some reason, Black people think it's still taboo to get some therapy. Man, if anybody needs to sit their ass down and talk to somebody, it is us. So for me, again, I'm gonna get ready to pass it to Gizzle and get her take on that. But for me, mental health impacts your approach to dating immensely because, first of all, you can't date without your mind. And if your mind ain't healthy, your dating experience can't be healthy. So Gizzle, you and your cherries can chime in.
So here's my take on it. I definitely agree that mental health affects how you date immensely. But not only does it affect how you date mentally, it affects how you show up and how you perceive others, even if your perception of the others are incorrect.
Come on now.
And
come on.
Honestly, I'm just gonna be honest and I'm gonna call a spade a spade. That's why me and Graylin didn't work.
Call it what it is.
It is what it is. Okay. Y'all know I was on a show very briefly asking for a friend and I met Graylin and me and Graylin hit it off. And I'm calling names because whatever.
That's what she do.
We hit it off. And I saw something there that wasn't there mentally. And I had a conversation with him. I was like, so what do you think about therapy? Da, 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 da. He said, I don't believe in therapy. Da, 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 da. But there was clear signs and clear evidence of trauma and things that he hadn't healed from that he needed to heal from before he could step in a relationship and be healthy. For me, that's a huge red flag. It's a huge red flag because what up, Big T? That's a huge red flag because you're not going to be able to show up for me and show up in spaces in a healthy and healed space. That's not conducive with the space in which I'm coming in. Not that it's saying I'm coming in perfect. I'm coming in realizing that I have trauma and I have things that I need to deal with, but in the process of healing from them, in the process going to therapy, doing things I need to do this so that I can show up well. Right. But if you don't think anything's wrong with your trauma, or you haven't been intentional about working through your trauma, you're always going to show up in the situation a certain way. And some people are just okay with being the villain in whatever story that they've been told in. But the truth of the matter is, if you've been in 20 relationships, and all 20 of them failed, sometimes you got to take a mirror and hold it up to yourself and be like, what is it? Why is this happening? What am I doing in this situation? And so I definitely think it affects how you show up for people. It affects how you interact with people. It affects how you perceive others, even if that perception of them is incorrect. And I think that um, people should, I think, if I don't want to say people should show up healed, but I think it's important that people show up at least healing. Because if you're not in the process of healing, that trauma is going to come out in some type of way in your relationship. And it might not come out immediately, but it will come out. And when it does, it will cause issues. So I definitely think that people need to be in spaces where they are working towards being the best version of themselves, and not just for themselves, but for the people that they interact with. And I know you don't like it, but that's why I'm so big on love languages, Mac. That's why I'm so big on love languages, because I understand that people perceive love differently. And it's important for me to be able to show up for them the way they need me to show up for them. Part of that is understanding how I need to show up for them and how they receive love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is being well enough myself so that I can have the capacity to show up in that way. So yeah.
Let's just, and not drilling down too much on what happened with the Graylin situation, because I don't want to, I don't, trying to out the brother like that. But you brought it up. It's a topic. What kind of was generically? What was the response? Like, was it like I'm good, I don't need that, or how did you present it? And was it presented in a way where it was palatable for him, or was it presented in a way he was like, "Ain't nothing wrong with me"? I mean, how was that moment, if you can remember? I know it's been a while.
So I'm a pretty forthright person. I don't like to beat around the bush. I don't like to waste nobody's time. So essentially what happened, we were conversing, and I was already seeing signs as we were conversing.
Right.
And then there was a time period about like 2 or 3 weeks that he hadn't spoken to me.
Oh, okay.
And I had already, like I said, saw some signs before he had stopped speaking to me. But if you could disappear for several weeks and then try to show back up, one, that shows me you ain't serious. But two, right, at this point, I've already made up my mind. I'm good on this situation. This situation does not serve me. So I said, I wish you the best moving forward, but this situation does not serve me. So I don't think that we should move forward. And it was met with, I don't want to say vitriol, but it was met with a lot
animosity,
aggression. Yeah. It was met with some energies that confirmed the perception that I was already getting, or the energy that I was already getting. And like I said, it was I don't have bad feelings now, right, but when that was happening, it was like, I don't know you well enough, or I haven't known you long enough for you to be having this reaction for me saying I'm not interested in moving forward for you. We haven't built anything. We never went on a date outside of the show. So it's like, how are you so
enthralled in me, and we never, right. Yeah. Wow.
We never did that. We spoke on the phone a couple of times, but that is literally it. And so with that being the case, that possessiveness was a huge red flag. And he had spoken about things that happened in his past. Like I said, I won't put him on blast, but y'all know who I'm talking about. And I'm like, that's some trauma there. And that's why I had asked him, I was like, what are you doing to deal with that? Have you done therapy?
Oh, okay.
He was like, no, I haven't. And I was like,
okay,
that's a problem. Because that's not going, because I mean, this is my thing. And I said this the other day, I was talking to somebody. This is my thing. People get upset with me when I say, I'm 35. I don't want to date a man who has 2 kids by 2 different women. Okay. That's my personal preference. I can say that though, because I'm not a woman that has any children by anybody. I'm not coming with that trauma and that drama in my life. So why should I open myself up to that? I don't have to if I don't want to. And you can call me bougie, arrogant.
Well, first of all, it doesn't matter, Tim, I'd cut you off, but that's your preference. And you have the right to have your preference. Now, if somebody can say, well, Tami, that's not realistic. Well, who are you to tell? That's subjective to her. If you want that and you say, I'm not going for it, that's you. Nobody has the right to tell you that what your standard is, or what I'm not willing to accept is wrong. Carry on. I just wanted to interject there.
So But and I guess my thing with that is I'm not being unfair in that perspective. I think it's a lot of women who crazy. They be like, yeah, I got 5 children by 5 different baby daddies, and I don't want a man with no kids. That's ridiculous. You don't even bring that to the table. How are you going to ask for something that you don't bring to the table yourself? That's a little crazy, in my opinion. But for me, I don't have an ex-husband. I've never been divorced. I don't have kids. I don't have that type of trauma. As a matter of fact, I've only really been in 2 relationships my whole adult life. So I'm not bringing all this weird trauma, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So if you come with that trauma, baby, I have to know that you've been in the process of healing from that trauma, because you're not going to bring me down with your mess, and I'm not going to, like, and I said this before on this platform. I believe one of my purposes in life is to uplift the people that are in my life, right? To be that for people. You can't be that for people and don't have nobody else pouring back into you. So when it comes to being in a relationship with somebody, if you haven't worked through that process of healing through stuff that will affect your relationship, it's gonna affect your relationship, bro. Like, it's gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So that is my thing, and that's why when I see red flags, they man like that, overly aggressive, very angry. That's my red flag, and I walk away because I ain't got time. I ain't doing it.
Well, I think that's smart on your part, because again, that's a trauma and that's a pain point that hasn't been dealt with. And again, it's a trigger. And here's the thing: you don't know what's going to trigger that person, and you don't know to the depth of what degree that person is going to be triggered. So it behooves you to get the F out the way. All right. If especially that person, like you said, Gizzle, is being reluctant to address it, but you want to date somebody and you're not even being open to getting you some mental help. Love that. All right, let's pivot. Stay right there. Have you, and I'm going to answer this. I'll answer it first. I'm going to let you finish, eat a couple more of your cherries. Have you ever felt that mental health issues affected your dating life or the way you connect with others? Yes, it has with me. Honestly speaking, mental health, me just being honest and real. Yeah, it has. I suffered a lot of child abuse, from my mom. And again, and I go back there because even though that happened when I was 4, it still F with me until I was late in my late 30s, because I never dealt with it. I didn't fully address it. I just compartmentalized it. And so it affected me, and it made me, and when it affected me, now fortunate for me, I didn't become a misogynist or anything like that, where I love women. I love y'all with all my heart. Can't help but just love them. But it made me cold. There was a zone and a part of me that I was distant, and I would never let a woman get too close to me. So I will admit that trust issue hindered me from having a true full connection, because I wasn't completely whole and healed. Now I was the most well-looking broken little man you ever want to see. Walked around and you thought everything was okay, Jizzle. Guy smiling, handsome man, charismatic, whoopie-whoop and all this. But deep down, I still was dealing with trauma because I didn't want to address it, because I didn't want to go back to that dark space. But until you bring light into that darkness, you won't be healed. So I can honestly say it affected my connection with women, because again, I wouldn't let them all the way in, because in the back of my mind, that little boy kept saying, well, don't forget what your mama did to you. Go ahead, Jizzle. I'm going to let you weigh in on that.
Well,
I'm going to let our guest on the stage. By the way, I'm bringing up our guest, Dominique from Raw Sxx. Help us out, Jizzle. Go ahead, Jizzle.
Hey, what's up? So, this is what I'll say. For me personally, as far as trauma affecting the way you interact in a relationship, that didn't happen to me until I was 29. Until I got into that relationship with that man that I got into a relationship with. But that trauma came from a previous, not even a relationship. It was from a situation. Essentially, I went into every relationship extremely idealistic, extremely positive with my energy, wanting to trust the person, wanted to have all these things. And then what ended up happening, I've been single for so long, and one of my best friends, my former best friends, a guy obviously, told me that he liked me and he wanted to move forward with me. And I had never thought of him like that. Like, that was never a thing, because that was just my best friend. That was my homie. Like, I knew his family, he knew my family. Never thought of him like
Right.
that. But every girl wants to be with her best friend. Everybody wants to be with somebody that they have that connection with anyway. So now I'm entertaining the idea. Not necessarily my desire, his desire, right? And he gave this big, huge speech about how he loved me and cared about me, how he wanted to. I was living in Korea at the time, but I was back in the States to visit. And he gave this big, huge speech, all for him to turn around and a couple months later talk about, yeah, I believe in polygamy and I believe that men should have multiple wives. And I was like, what the, like, and it was such a mental break for me. It was such a mental break. And it broke me. And when I tell you I was broken for years, it broke me. But this is why it broke me. It didn't break me because I wanted to be with him. Right. Bump that dude, right? It didn't break me because I wanted to be, because that was his desire. It wasn't my desire I was dealing with. It was his desire. It broke me because that was my best friend. And I said, if this man who is my best friend, who knows my entire family, has met my entire family, who I met his entire family, could treat me like I'm dispensable, could treat me like I'm some chick from off the street, what is some dude that I don't know gonna try to treat me like? Right? What is some dudes that don't know me from nobody, that I'm just some girl to them? How is these men gonna treat me? And so what that did, it made me accept less from love. It made me accept less from men, because I felt like if this man who has known me for 15 years could treat me like shit, right? Then at least I'll be with fine shit. At least I'll be with rich shit. Okay? At least I'll be with shit that got big shit. This is where this is what I'm thinking in my head, because at this point, what am I getting out of this situation? Right. So that's when I got into the relationship with the rapper ex-boyfriend. That's when I got into that relationship. I knew what I was getting into. I walked into that knowing he told me what it was from the beginning. I was just like, hey, I'm down for the ride. That's what it was.
So the best friend, he never spoke about polygamy before y'all got together?
We didn't get together. That was never a relationship. That was entertaining of a relationship. Which to me, it was like, if you're not ready for a woman, leave her alone. Like, leave her alone.
But y'all been best friends for how many years? He never spoke about it during that friendship time about?
That was the first time that he had spoken to me about that. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe we could try this out. And then he was like, I think we should just stay friends. Why would you tell me that you love me? You want to be with me? You want to do this and a 10?
But I mean, he could have just loved you as a friend and thought that he could go more. But then he could have thought that he wanted more and then wanted to be to where, you know what, let me tell you before this get into us. You said y'all were just entertaining, so y'all wasn't together. So now I'm gonna say, hey, look, before this gets serious, I want you to know I like to have more women on my line. I'm into polygamy. So how did
that wasn't a conversation he had with me. That was a conversation he had with the internet.
Oh,
this is what I'm saying. We had our private conversation. The only people that knew what was going on between me and him was me and him. That was my best friend. It was not anything that was public. As a matter of fact, it was so crazy. This is how toxic that situation was. I was with two other girls, one of my other best friends, my female best friends, and his eventual ex-girlfriend. I was with them the whole time. Both of them are in love with him at the time. Seriously, in love with him. But he was on me. This was the weekend he graduated from grad school. He was on me. So now I'm beating both, not beating them off, but I'm like trying to, because he's spoken to me about how he feels about me. But I know my best home girlfriend, she like him. We had a conversation about their situation. Then I know the other girl likes him too. So I'm just saying, I'm in the middle. So you put me in an awkward position because of what you feel. But then after that didn't work out, he ended up dating the other girl. So he didn't date my best friend homegirl. He dated the other girl because the other girl was easier.
And she was probably down with doing that polygamy thing that he wanted.
She was in an interesting space. It wasn't polygamy. They never did polygamy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was a time, and he did that. This going back to mental health, he did that because he was broken in the space that he was in. So I tried to give him grace. But that ship sailed, and yeah.
Let me go ahead. Let me properly edify and introduce Dom to the chat. Hey, first of all, this is my guy Dominique from Sxx Podcast. Has a phenomenal podcast. He talks about a plethora of different topics, man. I mean, some of everything. Me and his brother, you know, we met in these podcasting streets and been locked in ever since. Former Navy brother like myself, man. All around great guy. And hey, man, y'all know one, and y'all definitely know one of his best friends, man, on my channel, B Cox. Him and B Cox been rocking for many moons. So if
Yes,
you know,
sir.
yeah. So hey, everybody know who B Cox is on McTastic. So without this brother, there would be no B Cox. We would not know B Cox, man. So we have a lot of love. And Dom, this is my co-host Tami G, superstar extraordinaire for McTastic TV, man.
Oh yeah, I see her on all the clips.
Oh yeah, hey Dom, if you know anything about
I be seeing her cooking on all the. I said, oh,
yeah,
she be cooking.
Hey, she the superstar, man, of the channel, man. So we definitely appreciate her, man, for all she do. She just Dom, she's behaving because you knew. She gonna cut up in a minute. Wait till she get comfortable. She gonna cut up.
Okay.
But Dom, let me. Oh yeah, she gonna cut up. Dom, let me let you chime in on this one. Okay, let's talk about this. I want your take on this. How do you feel mental health impacts one's approach to dating? I know where you at now, and you're in a great space. But me and you talked offline many days, and we talked about this shit before. Give me weigh in, brother, on your take on that.
I think it's just become a thing. We didn't really take it as seriously as before of knowing someone's mental state dating them. I just think we just out here learning about them as we go. So like I have this joke that I say, you know, when you go to her house, you know, go in her medicine cabinet. You know, you check everything else about her, but check that medicine cabinet because you might not know what proxine, no, this what she got in it and what that mean. You know what I'm saying? Find out what that is because you might be with you joking out here. Oh, she crazy. Nah, she might really be certified and you just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, like we was talking about trauma, a lot of traumas people bring that you have no idea how to handle. Like my younger years, I didn't know my child's mother was suffering from depression. Like she would lay in the bed for weeks not doing nothing. I'm like, what the hell? You being lazy? What you doing?
Right.
What the hell you doing? And then she'd snap out of it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, she just nuts or whatever. It wasn't until I got into my 30s where I realized, I said, hey, you might want to go talk to somebody because that really ain't something where you just out of nowhere, you just lay in the bed for 2 weeks straight, not do nothing. And then, you know, I'm like, yo, I'm usually coming home, dishes clean, dinner cooked. I'm like, all right, she ain't doing it today. All right, she tired. All right, whatever. All right, you've been in the bed for 6 days straight. What you doing? I didn't know what it was. I'm just thinking, hey, she lazy. When really she was going through something. Or she has a lot of trauma that she had in her life that I was like, oh, when I got to 30, when she told me about it when I was young, I was like, oh, all right, what's up? That's okay. All right, well, I'm here for you. I ain't gonna do you like that. Blah, 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 blah. Later on, I'm like, oh yeah, you might really need to go talk to somebody. Now she didn't receive it from me. You know what I'm saying? You trying to call me crazy? I'm like, no, like I'm really coming from a loving place. I'm like, you know, you the mother of my kids, and I want you to be in a place where you're not passing that on to them. So I know it's coming from me. It may feel away, but I'm trying to give it to you of love. Whether you receive it or not, I really think you need to talk to somebody.
Right.
She never received it.
You say. All right.
Yeah, it be like that.
It be like that. Let me get to the chat, guys. I know the chat got a lot to say. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all show Dom love and follow. I'm gonna make sure before Dom leave, y'all get his information. All right, let's see what everybody says here. What did Sandra say? Let me get here. She says, children are a choice. And if you choose not to have kids, it's a choice. Yeah, talking to Tam. Yeah, it's a choice. Absolutely. Our parents only gave us what they was given. All right. Coco says, what up, Dom?
Hey, Coco.
All right. Big T says, unfortunately, dealing with this while being in a relationship, the mental health care system can be confusing towards a person you're dating. Wow. Big T also comes back and says, that you might hit some roadblocks in search for professional support.
That's facts, because not every therapist is the same. Like, I've gone through a couple of therapists, okay?
Okay, guys. All right, y'all, good stuff. Next one. What are some signs that mental health might be affecting a relationship and how should one address them? I think Dom just kind of alluded to it. I would say that I was with a woman that was depressive as well. will have these great highs and these great lows, and you start to see. But when it's low, it's really really low. Like when it's high, it's really really high. And I know Dom, it's kind of what you're talking about, but I think that depression is a sign. Look for signs like withdrawing, erratic behavior, like spazzing for no reason. All of those things are signs that there is some type of underlying traumatic issue there. So go ahead, Dom. I'm gonna let you chime in on that. Then we're gonna let Tami close that one out.
And I think you need to be able to be a person that listens to the childhood stories. A lot of times we're not listening to the information that's given to us. We're so, as men, so ready to hit something. We're not listening to the red flags. We ready to run them red flags. She's telling you she bonkers, but you like, man, she got a fatty. She's telling you, hey, my daddy friend did this. Da 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 da. I got left here, and you're like, oh yeah, all right, what's up? All right, but yeah, I'm trying to. You fake listening. You're not really listening. So you just bypassing all the signs of there being a mental issue in her life that she haven't addressed yet. But when she looking at you as her man, she's looking at you as her man. She's also looking at for you to sometimes a lot of men become the therapist. So when she's coming to you, she's bringing her trauma to you for you to listen, and she's looking for you to also be the protector and not bringing her back to those same traumas. So that's how we just be like, oh yeah, I'm just here to hit. I'm here to hit. All right. So now you just bypassed all the signs she gave you, and then you wondering why you dealing with somebody that's bona fide.
You ain't lying about that. Been there, done that, Don. Gizzle, what you got on that? What are some signs that mental health might be affecting the relationship, and how she?
I'm gonna piggyback off that because I think a lot of times people listen to respond. They don't listen to hear. And so with me, I think that dating is just so dangerous for women these days because you do have these actually certifiable men who out here killing women, killing themselves, killing everybody involved. Especially last couple weeks, been several situations where
a couple of months has been going crazy. Yeah.
So, with that being said, you gotta listen. When people start talking, there was this dude on Instagram a couple months back, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm obsessed with you, sir. I've never met you a day in my life. I've never had a phone conversation with you. How are you obsessed with somebody you?" I said, "I don't need nobody obsessed with me, sweetheart, especially a stranger. That we not. Let's not move forward with this." And so you have to hear what people are saying. I don't like people that joke about like killing themselves or say crazy stuff like that to get like you listen. And I think that's the main thing, especially as a woman, because if you miss that sign, that could be the difference between your life and death as a woman, seriously. And so for me, it's listening, being careful with being the safe space for the man as well. I think that's very important as a woman, being the safe space for the man, especially Black men. I feel like men in general, but Black men specifically, have to go out into the world and they have to be so hard and they have to be so calculated. They have to be able to tone switch and code switch, depending on what situation they're in, because if not, they could be in a dangerous situation. So coming at your man who already has so much to deal with in the world, in his home, coming at him with anger and aggression, that's not the way to deal with stuff. You can be upset and not be disrespectful. You can be upset and not call him out of his name. There's a way to express that in a way where even in me being upset with you is not going to be another trigger of things that people do in the world. So I think that being that safe space is important so that you can see those parts of them, because men have been raped and molested too. Men have been abused as well. Men have gone through things. Men have been homeless. Men have been in jail. Men have dealt with things. And a lot of times they don't speak about the things that have affected them because they don't feel safe to speak that to the person that they're with, because they think they're going to be looked at as weak, so forth and so on. So I hate that mentality that men can't cry. Men, like, as a woman, you have to be your safe space for your man. And if you can't be that for him, that you shouldn't be the woman for him, because he needs to be come to you with the most vulnerable parts of himself and be able to feel comfortable in that space with you.
I think a lot of times they don't say nothing because the world don't care. They don't look they don't look at men DV the same way they look at women DV, or they don't look at men being abused as they look at women being abused. Like it's funny because I just had this conversation with my son. My son was sitting at the table. Him and my daughter was talking. My son's 14. My daughter's 13. My daughter told my son, "Yeah, you a bop." I was like, "All right, your new language." I said, "What's a bop?" He be talking to everybody. Da, 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 da. I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Oh, so he talked to a lot of girls." I just told him. I said, "Look, you running from girl to girl ain't a good thing. Take some time for yourself." So a couple of weeks ago, he posted about him almost losing his V card. So he at the table telling my daughter, "Yeah, I almost lost my V card." Da, da, da. I'm letting him go. I'm joking with him. I'm joking with him. Like I said, all right. I said, so you think you telling it's like you want your sister to tell that you almost lost your V card. He was like, yeah. I said, so you think that's a good thing? Yeah. I said, all right, let me stop you right there. It's really not a good thing. I said, I'm gonna tell you what wasn't told to me as a child.
Come
I
on
said,
now.
I said, us as boys back in my day, we wasn't told to value ourselves.
Hell
So
no.
we looked at messing with a whole whack of woman as that's you being the man. I said it's not till you get until I got older that I realized that me messing with a whole rack of women wasn't me being a man. It made me more lost and confused at what was going on. So I got like, oh dang, it really ain't about messing with all these women. I said, so you think it's cute? It really ain't cute. I said, I said the same way we tell women, little girls to value their bodies. I said it need to be told to little boys to value their bodies as well. And I said, and I'm telling you as your father, as me being out here, that you need to value your body more than what you're trying to do it. I said, same way you heard me tell your sister that these little girls that she said that you like are whores and sluts. I said, well, you trying to be a little whore and a slut just like them. I know we see it a double standard, but I'm telling you what it is. You need to value yourself more, young man. Okay, Dad. So all right, we'll talk again.
But Dom, to chime in right there, that's great stuff, Dom. But you see, that's the value of a father. That's the value of a father. That's the value of what a father can do, not just for you just did it for your girl and your son. And that's what we're missing right there, man. That's the value of having a great father, brother. Kudos to you, man. Kudos to you. All right, let's get to the next segment. Good stuff. And I'm gonna kick this one off. How can someone with anxiety or depression navigate the dating scene without feeling overwhelmed? Well, me personally, anxiety has always I didn't realize I suffered from anxiety until I got much older. And I didn't take time to deal with the anxiety. Like I said, dealing with traumatic childhood, not addressing it, and having all these mental things that I compartmentalize, it made me anxious, as if always thinking something about to go wrong, or what this brought up to something, or this shit ain't right. I'm always going into a situation thinking what's wrong instead of being in the moment. I'm never in the moment. I'm already looking for the exit door. You walk in the building looking for the exit sign already. Well, you know damn well this shit ain't, it ain't going nowhere. So for me, I'm a huge proponent of meditating, taking mind to get mental clarity, and through meditation and a lot of therapy of releasing my own internal issues is how it has helped me, mitigate or just, I'll say eradicate all of those issues because I don't have those anymore, thank God, which has reduced me being overwhelmed in anything because now I'm completely whole. But I tell anybody, if you're suffering from anxiety or depression, you need to go somewhere and sit your ass down and get you some one-on-one time. You got to talk to the man or the woman in the mirror. You got to address that because if not, you're going to bring that same overwhelming energy out and it's going to affect the trajectory of that dating experience one way or another. Gizzle, I'll let you chime in on that one, then we'll let Dom close it out.
So for me, I've had anxiety, but
Okay.
my anxiety didn't have a name to it.
Okay.
And I just, as the only daughter,
Right.
and the youngest, but also the one that everybody has so much hope in. There's been I put pressure on myself. I won't say other people put pressure on me. I have put pressure on myself. And so I overdo myself all the time, which is super duper anxiety inducing. And so for me, I mean, I've experienced anxiety this week. I've experienced depression this week. I've gone through a myriad of feelings this week. And so for me, in regards to dating,
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's important, and I've said this before on this channel, that's why it's so important to have a man that is actively making my life easier. Because I had last week, I had car issues, I had issues with housing, I had demolition getting going on in my house. And I was working full time, and I had all this stuff going on, and I had to deal with all of it. I had nobody help me. So that's where it's like when you've been just going through thing after thing after thing after thing after thing since you was a teenager, and now you in your late 30s, your mid 30s, like you get tired. Like life is tiring. And so I was having this conversation with some coworkers today, and that's what we said. You have to take time for yourself. You have to take time and pull away and do some things for yourself, because if not, you're just going to be burnt out and overwhelmed, and it's going to be a thief of your joy. It's going to be a thief of your lived experience. And so how do I deal with it? Mac, you said you meditate. Mm-hmm. I pray. I listen to music, and sometimes I do veg out. If I'm feeling completely overwhelmed, I just sit down and I try not to do anything. That's but even in that spot, my mind don't stop racing. And so I'm working on it. That's what
We're work in progress, Gizzle.
I'm working on it.
We're work in progress. Good stuff. Go ahead, Dom. What you got on that? What's your spin?
I think when you're dating and you have those type of issues, I think you have to find a mate that has patience. Besides giving the person, she said she like for you to take things off her plate and make it easy. Yeah. You gotta have a mate that has patience. They can't be in that same realm with you, because then you can't get out of it. So I think my greatest gift that God has given me is patience. My wife says it all. She's like, "You're just patient." I said, "Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. It was just given to me. That's probably the gift that God blessed on me, is to be patient." And I shouldn't have it because I'm an Aries, but like I'm impulsive with stuff I do. But as in giving it to people, I have patience for people. I have patience for my loved ones, and I have patience. If you go through, I'm like, I sit here and listen to the whole story. I said, you breathe it through you. But I think that's important. If you have those type of issues, to find you a mate that has patience for what's going on. You're like, oh, all right, breathe, baby. They could tell you to breathe. Relax, baby. Relax. Breathe. I got it. All right, go take a little rest. Take some break. Hey, I'm going to come talk to you. Get you together. All right, I'm still going through it. All right, he not about to, how you said, Mac, you about to run away? Nah, he ain't going to run away. He going to sit down, and he going to have patience with you to get through whatever you getting through. And then he's going to be there. Bam.
Good stuff, Don. Good stuff. Just to put a capstone on what y'all said, and Gizzle, like we all a work in progress. And the thing with me is that you have to, what I've learned, you have to actively put good thoughts in your mind every day. Like you have to actively be like, you know what? Let me look back over my life. And every time I thought some stuff was about to be messed up, it never went that way. And when I look back over my life, I'm all right. And you know what? God got me. And when you really look at that, it reduces that anxiety, because my anxiety was never in the present. It was always anticipating something that bad I thought was going to happen. Mm-hmm. But here's a trick, and I get to give my brother credit. My brother Marquise, baby bro, he said something to me last night. He said, you know what, Mac? We can handle the making sure that we focus on looking for the good. Because we can handle the bad. That's proven. We battle tested. How about we set our intentions on looking for the good in life? And I said, you know what? There it is. We can handle the bad, Gizzle. You already been through the worst, Gizzle. Let's put our focus on the good. You battle tested. I know your story. You battle tested. Same as you, Dom. Good stuff. All right, y'all. Let's move on to the next segment. It's a good one. Do you think there's still a stigma around mental health and relationships in the Black community? Hell yeah. There's still a stigma around mental health in the Black community, period. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. Period. I don't know why, Dom, and I said this before you joined us. The Black community, we still feel like talking to somebody is wrong, and we victimized race of people in this country, and we still think that talking to somebody about our issues is a sign of weakness. I go ahead, Don. We'll let Gizzle close out with that.
I think that comes from from way back when you're supposed to keep everything in house. So a lot of that is still where, hey, you don't take family business outside. You know what I'm saying? Right. You don't take family issues outside. We keep all that in house. So a lot of that you letting people know what's going on. You talking to somebody, or the old word, oh, you crazy. We used to look at you going to see somebody going to a therapist as them being crazy. So we just getting into where we're shortly accepting of, hey, you go talk to a therapist. But some people, but also what's going on is some people is using that to manipulate women and manipulate men. So now that we're getting to the point where we learning about mental health and going to a therapist, some of them is using those tricks and using that to manipulate a dating partner.
I hadn't thought about that, Dom. I hadn't thought about that. That's good. That's a good spin on it. Gizzle, go and close it out.
So this is what I'll say. I think when we think about this in the context of history, because I think we always have to look at this in the context of history, and we take it back to slavery.
Damn right.
Or even if we take it back to Africa, right? We can go back as far as we want to go to. So if we take, let's just go back to slavery. We take it back to slavery. You had these, men. And these men were strong. And because these men were strong, these black men, these African slaves, they would be forced to mate with all of the slave women.
Right.
He might love one. He might even go through the process of jumping the broom with one. But then when he served his time, he gets to leave. Right? They'll sail him down the river, whatever, to break up this family unit. And so when we're talking about mental health and relationships, there are so many parts of us that are broken from post-traumatic slave disorder we have normalized this dysfunction that is in our community. We've normalized it.
Come on now. Talk to him.
We've normalized women raising men.
Come on, Gizzle.
We've normalized men being able to leave once a kid is... We've normalized all of it. And so because we've normalized this, we don't even see our behavior as wrong or toxic or erroneous. Like we don't see that it's wrong. And as a matter of fact, if you go and you tell people, I think you should probably be married before you have kids. I think you should do this. They think you're judging them. They think that you're living in an antiquated, it's 2024. We don't live like that no more. Why?
Come on.
Have you ever sat back and asked yourself why we don't live like that? Why we don't have standards and morals that we live by? Why we don't want our kids in a 2-family home? Why that's abnormal in our community? And so I think that this is the pushback we're getting is because I think for so long we've had to be strong. We've had to be all these things. And when somebody is pushing back and saying, hey, I don't know if that's strength or if that's just a shield you have up to shield you from otherwise being hurt or otherwise being harmed, people are going to push back on it. Because this is what I've learned about mental health over the years. If somebody is not in a position to receive what it is that they're going to receive from mental health, there's nothing you could do, say, or manifest to them that they're going to be able to receive it. And so that's why we're in this everlasting cycle in the African American community, because people don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. People don't see anything. Literally, insanity, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And people are doing the same thing over and over again. And like, well, hopefully it'll work out this time. Like, no, it didn't work out the first 2 times you did it. Like, so we have to understand. And that's one of the things that bothers me. It has nothing to do with relationships, but one thing that bothers me when you have the people that are here in America and say, well, I'm not African my ancestors didn't come from Africa. They were here building America. Yes, they were. But you have African roots. You are African American because that's where they got you from, and that trauma that you from being a part of this diaspora is still a part of you, and you don't even want to fully accept that. It's asinine trying to have conversations with people that just are okay with the status quo and don't think anything's wrong with them or needs work in them. They just think they're perfect. That is literally baffles me, because it's like, bro, if life were perfect, you wouldn't be living how you living right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Follow-up question, Dom. How can we reduce the stigma within our community?
I think we're doing that right now. The more you talk about it, the more you give people outlets to express their mental state, we get in there. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now. Come on, Dom. Talk to him. Agree. Gizzle?
I definitely think that a lot of people need deep therapy. Like deep therapy. A lot of people are undiagnosed. I know a lot of friends personally that have been diagnosed with ADHD, diagnosed with autism, diagnosed with all these things as adults, because our mental health is so, in the Black community, that nobody thought, hey, that way that person's behaving is a little abnormal. They should probably be checked out. And so with that being said, I definitely think that we need to really start seeking help, especially if you know a person has trauma that's going to affect them in a way. Okay. I know of a couple people who have been adopted, didn't know they're adopted, or even found out they were adopted, and just blew off the back end. They just completely started behaving, erratic because of how that affected them. That person needed to be in therapy to work through and process what it was like to be. But we don't think like that. We think, oh, we're going to pray them out. We're going to pray them out. Like, I love God. Let's pray. But some things need other help besides prayer.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that we need to be intentional about, meeting with therapists, getting the work done, and also being comfortable speaking about these things as a community, because I think that's part of the stigma too. When people tell you they're depressed, they're on depression medicine, they have anxiety, they're on anxiety message, they have ADHD, people look at, what's wrong with that person? And it's like, stop doing that. Just because someone is neurodivergent, just because somebody is going through something, does not mean they're lesser or anything. They can function. They can do everything. I'm a teacher. I teach children with autism. I teach children with ADHD. I teach children that are mentally stable. Those are some of the smartest kids. So how dare us come into a situation and put these stigma on people unnecessary? Like, so yes, we have to start having these conversations, and people really need to start seeking. If they see things, red flags, they need to really start seeking mental health before it's too late.
Yeah, I y'all couldn't have said it any better. So it's not much. Ain't too much meat left on that bone. You and Dom's nailed it. All I can say, I agree with the hell out of both of y'all. I think that the more times they see men like myself and Dom, and of course Jizzle, the women have been more prone to speak out. But for men, they're not used to seeing manly men like us speak out and say, "Hey, it's okay to talk to somebody." I'd rather see you talk to somebody before you become unhinged and crash your ass out, end up on the 6 o'clock news. And that happens too often because that man felt he couldn't talk to nobody. So good stuff, guys. All right, next up. All right, and Dom, I'm gonna come to you because I think you're more qualified to talk about relationships at this juncture than I am. How important is I've been a bachelor for a while. So how important is it for partners to understand each other's mental health struggles?
Oh, it's very important. Like I said, a little bit earlier, you can find you a mate that's, know your patient. So you got to find someone that understands, like she said, that doesn't look at you when, all right, I found those pills here and I want to talk to you about what I found in your medicine cabinet. All right, it's hard for me to sleep and I'm going through this. All right, now we passed that. So now I know how to handle you when you have a mental situation. You know what I'm saying? I know how to deal with. I know what medicine you need. Hey, or your prescriptions right? Your dosage right? Hey, let's go talk to the doctor. They're not looking at you away because you're going through something. They're ready to ride it with you through that time. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find somebody that's if you're going through that, find someone that is on the level that can handle. If they can't handle it, they should be upfront with like, hey, yo, I can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't for me. And everybody's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's not for everybody. That's real. That's real. Good stuff. Gizzle, what you got to that?
I think that goes back to what I said earlier with the love languages, because I mean, I love the love languages, but seriously, because you have to, if you know this is something that somebody deals with. I have a friend. My friend my friend is married to a veteran. This veteran was active duty combat in Afghanistan. This man had to shoot children. This man had to shoot. So he has PTSD real bad. Right. Real bad. Sometimes my friend comes home from work and her husband has had war and the whole house is torn up because her husband has had war while she was gone to work. Okay, this is a real thing. But she knew that before she married him. Mm-hmm. And so when he has episodes, that's her job to be there for him. She's not a therapist, but that she knew what she signed up for. But if you know this about somebody and you know that's something that you can't handle, it's your job and your responsibility to walk away from that. Say, this is too much for me to handle. That's what I said earlier. That's when I always say about I don't like wasting people's time. If I see something that just will not go with my lifestyle, I'm going to walk away from it because I don't want to ever get so locked in with a person that is so anti my capacity that, I can't be there for them in the way in which they need because I never had the capacity to be there for them in that way in the first place. So it's very important. That's why I say, well, I didn't say this earlier, but I think people just need to be forthright with what they be going through too. Mm-hmm. And I say that for men and women. I think that a lot of these relationships that people are in these days are shrouded in ambiguity. Like people in situationships vibing. Like, what are y'all doing?
And they're vibing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
vibing.
It's
they vibe.
Mm-hmm. And so what happens with that? You don't know their traumas. They haven't spoken to you about their childhood. They haven't spoken to you about what they've gone through. They maybe not having spoken about their past relationships. You don't know this information about them, but you're building something with them, and you don't even know what the foundation is on. That foundation is slimy like a mug.
I don't know what happened to her. She was cooking. What happened to her, Dom?
I don't know what happened.
You was cooking, baby. Go ahead.
But I think we just have to be forthright. Like it's our responsibility as men and women. We too old to be playing this little game, this little cat and mouse type situation. You gotta be forthright with what you're going through, what you're looking for, all of that information, and allow the person that you're dealing with to make an informed decision about whether they want to move forward with you. Because I think that's part of the problem. People get so locked into something they ain't even knew they didn't know they were signing up for it because the people were not forthright with all the information. So be truthful is my take.
G, do you think that you was talking about love languages? Do you think our childhood traumas affect our love languages as we get older? Because I was thinking about this. This is actually a episode I want to do on my pod because I was thinking about it and I asked my sister. I said, "Hey, what's your love language?" Because I wanted to see if hers was the same thing as mine. And because her number one love language is the same as mine. I didn't get to ask my little brother, but it's words of affirmation, right? And I said, well, I look at us both having words of affirmation together is because our mother was more mentally abusive than physically abusive. Mm-hmm. So her talking, we look at words of affirmation as our number one love language because of that.
It definitely is affected by. I know for me, mine is acts of service. But once again, I've had to do adult things since I was a very small child. So doing something and taking that load off of me is I'm gonna feel love because now I don't have to do that. So yeah, it's definitely affecting. I think Mac and we spoke about this a couple while back. But yeah, it's just these things. And that's what I've told people on this podcast time and time again. You gotta love people how they feel love. Because I'm not a person. You could buy me every gift in the world, but if you're not giving me quality time, if you're not giving me acts of service, I'm not gonna feel love from you. I'm gonna feel like you're trying to bribe me. Yeah. I'm not gonna feel love. Like people feel love the way they need, and it definitely It's how you were nurtured that affects for sure.
Wow, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Good question, Don. That was a good question. Let's kick it off, guys. Next topic. What role does self-care play in maintaining a healthy relationship? I'll speak for that. When I was married a long time ago, I didn't do much. I know Jizzle. I was married, Jizzle. Believe it or not. I know
I
hard
know
to
this, but
I know, just like Matt, you were married before. Yes, Jizzle. Somebody want to take a chance on your boy. Okay, all right, Jizzle. I was the man in these streets. Anyway, back when you was watching Degrassi, I was somewhere married. You know what I mean? He's a Drake fan, by the way, Dom. No, I'm messing around. She rejected him last week, but
Lord.
But seriously, I didn't take much time for myself. I didn't know how to take time for myself. Because I wanted that family unit so bad. Because I didn't have it as a kid. I was too busy, Dom, forcing it, trying to make the situation be an intact family, and it didn't have the right ingredients. I'm trying to make the cake, and I ain't got the damn flour. I ain't got the shit that it takes to make a good cake. And so it ended up being a flat cake because it wasn't the right ingredients. But number one, I didn't take time for myself. I was too involved in making sure said person was happy. And I never took the time to say, Mark Anthony, are you happy? Mark Anthony, are you happy? So I think that in any situation, to maintain a healthy relationship, two whole people got to remain whole. Your 100 got to be 100. And this is my motto, guys. Now I've learned is that you got to come in every situation as 100 whole. If Dom, you 100, your wife loves you, that's an extra 100. But if she leaves you, I'm not speaking that God forbid it never happens. You still got your 100. But when you 20 and that other person bring the 80 to make you a whole, they take that 80, you back to your 20. Because you never got yourself to your 100% whole. So I tell everybody, your job is to get your 100% whole. Anything after that is bonus and gravy. But never let nobody think that you need them to make you feel whole. Wholeness is what you give, the love you give yourself. So on that note, Dom, because I know Jizzle gonna have a lot to say about that. So Dom, let me get you in here.
I think us as men, we're just starting to learn self-care.
Come on now, preacher.
You know what I'm saying? As you were just saying, family and what you've been through. We really learning self-care now from the women. You know what I'm saying? A woman to teach you a lot of self-care that you didn't know about, that you needed before. You thought you had to go get the money. All right, that's the way to keep the family. Oh, all right, and now I think I don't got to get the money. All right, now I gotta go get these cars. I gotta get all this. That was you just thinking that, but you wasn't taking care of yourself.
Come on,
you know
now.
What I'm saying? So, but when you get let's say you your whole 100, but you don't know that the self-care that you need for yourself, the woman comes in and say, hey, baby, you need to go take care of this, take care of this. They're like, oh, I never thought about that before. So now you start loving yourself in a way that, oh, all right, so now it's my turn to love myself. And as she's watching you love yourself, you can give her more of that.
Come on.
More of that love that you wasn't giving her before, because now you love yourself even more. I'm not saying you didn't love yourself before, you just didn't know how to do it in a way that she's now showing you that you can do.
Raw Sxx Podcast. Talk to him, Dom. Talk to him, Dom. Jizzle, close that topic out with your thoughts. Tami G got some damn thoughts. Come on, Jizzle.
I do have thoughts. So here's my thing. I've, for all the years, we've heard the old adage, happy wife, happy life, right? And that is so dismissive to the man. It's so dismissive to the man. So, I'm not married, never been married, but throughout my years, I have a lot of homeboys. I have, I hang out with dudes often. I realized that it's definitely not happy wife, happy life, because a wife can be selfish and all these different things that takes away from the joy of their husband. The truth of the matter is, it's happy spouse, happy house. Okay, and so both men and women have to be intentional about making sure that they're happy. It's like y'all said, you have to bring your whole on all times. And so I think that so many times we put so many pressures on men to provide and to protect and do these things that's all they focus on. They don't take time for themselves. But I think it's the wife's job to make sure that man takes that time for himself. Just like I think it's the same thing. You have women who are home all day with kids. It's your job as her husband to take, babe, hey, you go have a spa day. I'm gonna take care of the kids. I'll get you the dinner. And so there is a lot of these situations, and the problem is that they lack reciprocity. You expect so much of your spouse and so much of your significant other, and you're not asking what you bring to the table. It should be reciprocal. I pour into you, you pour into me, and so we stay at a homeostasis, because it's not happy wife, happy life. It's happy house, happy spouse. Both people in the relationship need to be happy and growing in the same direction. And that comes with having conversations. I have a good friend, and my good friend, one thing he does with his wife, they have check-ins often. And he asks her, he says, baby, how can I love you better? What can I do to love you? And they have this conversation about how they can love each other better quarterly, just to make sure that they are continuing after all these years of marriage to grow in the same direction, because they both realize that life happens. You married, life happens. You're taking care of kids. You're going to pick them up. You're working. You're doing all these things, getting your house done. You're doing all this stuff. Stuff happens. You have to be intentional. There's a level of intentionality that comes with being in a relationship with somebody that requires you to be intentional about checking in and making sure that both of y'all are on the same page and that both of y'all are well and whole. And so that's what needs to happen. It's not something that everybody gonna do, but continue to date your spouse. Continue to surprise them with gifts and do those things. And when I'm saying spouse, I know a lot of people, oh, women. No, women do it to men too. Okay? Women, oh, I don't do, no. Ma'am, get your man right. Like, what? That's your man, girl. Like,
Talk to him, Gizzle.
So it's important. It's important. And it's important, because then y'all will know that y'all really got each other's back. It's a lot of people that's in married relationships still guessing about what they spouse got going on with them. Like, there shouldn't be no guesswork at that point. We should be checking in and knowing that we all right. Like, babe, we all right. We good. We good. Okay. So yeah.
Gizzle, I think you would do weekly check-ins. I don't even see you making it past. Babe, how are we doing this week? Gizzle typing. She over communicate. How are we doing, babe? Are we good are we good, babe? How was the weekly review? Gizzle's not waiting no quarter. Gizzle gonna talk to your ass every week.
You need a weekly review.
Hey, no. You will learn with this woman here. She is a master communicator. She gonna talk to his ass every Friday at. Well, hold on, babe. We're gonna talk after Purple Panties. We're gonna get together and talk about this. See how our week was. Good stuff. All right, y'all. One thing that happens is that people don't give themselves time to heal from previous relationships. You got to break the soul ties. Instead, they take them along with light baggage. Good stuff, Sandra. I love that. All right, Big T. Also, self-care can help you manage stress, lower your risk of illness, and increase your energy. Come on, Big T, with the health advice.
Amen.
Why he's sipping that moonshine, goddammit. Come on, Big T. Hey, Dom, that's my boy from Texas. He be sipping some great moonshine. We're going to have him send us a bottle. Good stuff. All right, y'all. We're about to wrap this segment up and get ready to everybody's favorite segment, Respected or Rejected. It's going to be fun having Dom weigh in on these Respected or Rejected. I'm excited to see how Brother Dom is going to fit this. Yeah, man, it's going to be fun. All right, guys. Do you think online dating and social media have a negative or positive impact on mental health and dating? I'll kick it off. I think it has had a negative impact in a lot of ways. Because first of all, it portrays a false narrative. She don't wake up looking like that every day. Her ass is gonna stink. She pass gas. She do number 2. She do all. I'm saying, Gizzle, yeah. Gizzle, I know you don't wake up every day looking.
Why is that where you went though? Like, I'm confused as to why that's your train of thought.
Every woman's ass gonna stink like every man's ass gonna stink at some point in the time. She gonna stink up the bathroom, Gizzle.
But why? You could have
Gizzle, let me get my ma'am. Let me get my take out.
All right, go
ahead. The woman's ass is gonna stink. The man's ass gonna stink. People are going to have, you around them long enough, you're going to see them at their worst. You're going to see them at their low, their highs, their mid, and everything in between. social media has created this world illusion of perfection. And it's not like nobody wakes up every day that happy all the damn time. Life is life. So I think social media has created this FOMO, fear of missing out, and making you think that what you got ain't as good as what somebody else is portraying, but what they got ain't really what they got. So you're really chasing a false illusion in the narrative. Gizzle, I'm gonna let you close that segment out because you're gonna probably come behind my ass washing segment. But Dom, go ahead, chime in. What you got, Dom, about social media?
We have I think social media has given people a screenshot of perfection. So a lot of people see the perfection of a relationship, but don't know that relationship has gone through the mud to get to see that one picture that you see. So a lot of people go, "Oh, those couple goals." You don't really know what they're going through at home.
Come on now, Dom.
So now you got a couple goals of a relationship that's terrible. Then you see them. Oh, they getting divorced. They was couple goals. Were they really? You didn't know what was going on in their house. You don't know what's going on. All you saw was a picture of them smiling together on an island somewhere. And you don't really know what's going on. You don't know if they don't talk to each other at all. You don't know if work is really keeping them together. Hey, they only see each other for an hour a day, and then you see them on vacation once every 4 months. So hey, they look happy together when they're not happy at all. They don't know what it and that's one of the things that happened when COVID happened. People had to sit down in their relationships and realize they ain't like the person they was with. So now I'm at home with this person for 24 hours. I don't even like this person. Divorce. So social media has given it, and then also social media has given people a lot of access that they didn't have before. So a lot of people think they have options when they really don't have those same options. What you really have is the person that you love that's loving your dirty butt that you said, Mac.
Yeah.
And this woman that's way over here that's really not even a real person for real. She's faking. She's really she's showing that she got all this going on, and she's really going to Dubai to get shitted on for the money.
Talk to him, Dom. The man, the dude probably gonna shit on him.
Hey, you think you can't get her, but really you can get her because she broke, but she only going to Dubai to get shitted on. So you really can get her.
You really can get her. Better say it, Dom. Better say it. Woo! Gizzle, I know you wrote a bunch of shit down. I know she be writing her shit down. She just in between takes, Dom. She be doing this. She gotta get
I be
her
having
shit.
to think.
You know, her mind always racing. She told us about 20 minutes ago.
All right. 2 questions, Dom. That whatever you drink, it looks good. It looks between Kool-Aid and a good damn drink, brother. I don't know what that is, but that shit looks hella good. I just want to let you know that looks like some good old Kool-Aid. Grown folks Kool-Aid. Gizzle, close it out, baby. I know you got thoughts.
I have thoughts, yes. So I think the problem with social media and dating is that people on social media only present the parts of themselves that they want you to know. They present their best self. They put their best foot forward. You don't see the times where they're dirty and nasty and they booty stink like Max said. You don't see that person. But because you're under the illusion that you have unlimited options, you could create unrealistic expectations about love and relationship. You don't see the work that people do, even if you quote unquote say that people are couple goals. You don't see the work that they did. You don't see the nights they cry. You don't see the nights that they had arguments. You don't see what they've been through. You don't see when that family went through a miscarriage. You don't see when the prognosis happened and they had to go through the surgery together. You don't see that part. You only see the parts that they left. And so because people feel like they have easy access to the unlimited options, they create these unrealistic expectations. When things go hard in relationships they get in, they fail to do the work because they don't want to do the work because they've never seen the people work through it. The work part is never presented on social media. You just see the end of the work. You see the rainbow at the end, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You don't see the rain that had to come for the rainbow to even get there in the first place. And so that's the problem. And I think on a personal level, that's the issue I have in dating right now, personally. Because men who don't have a cat's chance in hell be trying to approach me like, I'm just gonna be down for whatever. And it's like, well, first of all, I want you to take a mirror. I want you to look at yourself real good, real hard. Then I want you to take and look at any picture of me, whether I have on makeup, I don't. You thought she was gonna approach me on the same stuff you approach her on? Like, that's not how this works. And so, but it works for certain people. Like, it works because of social media, and because, once again, like I said earlier, on a personal level, women have lowered their expectations of men and relationships, right? It works. And so it's this recipe for like chaos. Social media has become a recipe for chaos in the dating and relationship realm, and not just in the African American community, in all communities. People are really out. That's why you have all these podcast men out here purporting all these crazy things about women and relationships, and people listening to them like they God. And the crazy part is, these men couldn't pull these women in real life if they even wanted to or tried. Have all these, it's literally asinine and baffling that this has become the reality, that people think. You got men who broke as hell, talking about women trying to take their money. Like, what money she gonna take, bro?
Nigga, you ain't got shit, nigga.
Got no money.
Ain't got no damn.
I told Mac months ago. I said, "Hey Mac, these niggas really broke." He said, "What?" I said, "Nigga, I said I take my wife out on a date. I said they always pass the check to her. Yeah, like I don't got the money." I said, so that let me know these niggas really broke.
It's created little. This is when you're talking about, when we're talking about mental health. Literally, this situation has created literal mental issues. You got people that's literally, when we, delulu. You've been hearing people say delulu. These people delulu. They ain't delusional. You got people. You scared people taking stuff that you ain't even got. Like, she trying to use me for my money. You make $20,000 a year. What money? Like, what? I'm gonna need you to like wake up. And so it has created the perfect storm for chaos, the perfect storm for foolishness, and that's why I've done online dating a couple times in my life. Usually, I've done it about 5 times. Honestly, since I was about 26, about 5 times since I was 26. It always ends with some crazy man doing something crazy. Or just me like, this ain't for me. I can't do this. This weird. I like interacting with people on a real basis, because social media is not a real place. These people will catfish you. They will post a picture. They post a picture of them skinny. You go there, they fat. They post a picture, they tall. You go there, they're short, and they sad. Like, it is literal Delulu land, and it has really caused these people to think that
I know, right? The Lulu land.
They think that they're somebody that they're not. They have been living in the social media delusion for so long. They got so many likes and followers. They've been living in the social media realm for so long. They think they that dude. Like, they think they him, and they think they her, and they not. And that is baffling. Literally, it's caused them to have mental. They disconnected. They delusional. That's what I have to say about that.
Mic drop. Great stuff, y'all. What's it called? Dom, Lululand? The Lululand? What you call it? The Lululand. I know about 20 niggas in Chicago right now. Still, they live there. Permanent address. All right, exactly, Tami G. That can lead to comparing yourself to others and increase self-judgment. Good T. Big T, that moonshine getting good to you, baby. You coming through. You coming through with it, Big T. All right, y'all. Great stuff. Two more takes and we on, y'all, to respect it or reject it. All right, Gizzle, comport yourself for this one. I know you're going to have a lot to say. All right, so comport yourself for this one. Can low self-esteem lead to settling for less in relationships? Hell yeah. Low self-esteem leads you settling for everything less in life. Your self-esteem determines what level you operate on, period. So the less you think of yourself, the more you're going to take. Ain't that something? The less you think of yourself, the more bullshit you're going to settle for. Less you think of yourself, more bullshit you're going to settle for. And that's all I got to say for that. Dom, let me get to you, because we're going to let Gizzle close it out, because these topics, those are buzzwords for her, Dom. Low self-esteem. Yeah, those are buzzwords for her.
Hey, that's funny right there, because I know some dudes that only date chicks with low self-esteem. And I asked them, I was like, why you like chicks with low self-esteem? And exactly what you said, Mac. they ready to receive whatever he give them, whatever time he got for him, whatever thing that he can throw to him, they fine with it, and it'd be the bare minimum. They are cool with it. So I never saw. I was like, I always liked my chick with high self-esteem. Low self-esteem, I can't do nothing with you. Like me and you can't go together. It ain't no we sexy red tell them we go together. We can't do that. We can't do that. Like I don't care if everybody see you as not attractive as any chick I've dated before, but I need you to feel like you the most attractive girl I've dated before. So I need you on that type of level. My wife was like, "Oh, you used to gas them up." I said, "Nah, I just felt like they was the best thing smoking." Then I said, "So now if they felt that way, I needed them to feel that way. So if they feel that way, we good money. You walk in the room, your energy on high. All right, they know you the shit. That's right. Now when you low." I couldn't see. I knew dudes that just were like, nah, we could be in the club and they could spot them. It was funny. It felt like they was a dog and she got low self-esteem. What? They're going to holler at them and like, yo.
Hey, Dom, you been to the club with them niggas and they be like, hey, bro, you see your girl right there in the corner, the middle one, the little chubby one right there, that one right there, nigga, she got it's dark in here. How do you know? Oh, no, you see how she turned her glass to the side? Nigga, she got low self-esteem.
And that's the ones they wanted.
And they go right for them, Dom. You ain't lied about that, boy. Whew. You said a mouthful there, brother. Whew. All right, Gizzle, close that one out, baby.
Like she wrote a paragraph, so she ready.
I ain't write a paragraph, but I'm gonna go off the dome because I'm like that. So listen, real talk. I didn't know I was fine as hell until I was 30 years old. I'm 35.
I heard.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Hey, she ain't lying. I heard women say that before.
I heard women say that before. My whole life, but I did not know I was fine as hell until I was 30 years old. And that is so. And honestly, I credit my ex, the rapper.
Shout out to the rap nigga.
That's the only time we're gonna shout him out. But I credit him when he and I were dealing with each other. There was a time period where he put me in front of the mirror. He's like, I want you to look at yourself. You are absolutely beautiful. You are gorgeous. You are this. You are that. Da, 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 da. Nobody's ever done that to me before. That was a first. That was empowering in a sense. And then I think also because I spent, a good portion of my 20s in Korea. I was there 25, 26, 27, 28. No, hold up. I was there 26, 27, 28 till I turned 29, right? And so I was there and I'm Black and I'm in Korea. And I don't know if the people are attracted to me. I don't know if I look like what they would consider to be attractive. So there was some doubt in my head about who I was, how I was moving in the world. But then I started traveling in Asia, and every country I went to, I turned heads. When I went to the Philippines, they kept stopping me. When I went to Thailand, they kept stopping me. When I went to Bali, they kept stopping me. When I went to Taiwan, I'm matching with people on. Well, that's one of the times I was on. So I'm a dead now. I'm in Taiwan matching with people. Okay, I matched with an Olympian. I was in Korea during the Winter Olympics in 2018. I matched with a freaking Olympian. You understand? So I didn't know that I was that girl until I knew I was that girl. And that because of that, the choices that I made before I got into I didn't date anybody, but how I was moving, I wasn't moving like I was that girl. And so now men are extremely intimidated by me. And I don't say that to hype myself up. It's just really the reality. I've had, over the course of the last 4 years, I've had men say, you're too good for me. Various men have said, you're too good for me. And I'm not going to convince you otherwise. I'm not going to be like, no, you're fine. Just the way. If you feel like I'm too good for you, baby, I'm going.
I think that's a sympathy line. I think it's a sympathy line too. You may have been for them, but I also think some niggas try to use that for a sympathy line.
I definitely think it's a game that a lot of men use for women to lower their standards. But for me, I'm like, if you gonna tell me you too good, that you're not good enough for me, then I'm gonna believe you, and I'm like, all right, well.
You should find something better. I can't. Okay, no, we're not. You're the best. No, nigga, I'm gonna go find something better.
I'm never gonna fall type hype yourself up. I'm never gonna false hype a dude up. I'm never gonna be like, oh no, you the best. I'm never gonna do that. Like I'm never gonna get a false sense of the reality of who you are. Mm-hmm. And so, with that being said, how that has affected me because my self-esteem is high. The shit that would fly with other girls don't fly with me. So the same game that a lot of dudes try to do and it work on these other girls, it don't work for me because I'm just like, that doesn't impress me. You telling me I'm pretty does not impress me. I know I'm pretty. I look at myself in the mirror. That doesn't impress me. If you saying you like me, don't make me feel no type of way, because if you say you like me, that means nothing. You gotta show me you like me. Mm-hmm. It's your job to show me you like me, especially if you approach me first. So that has been the problem in dating with me personally, because I think a lot of men are used to dating very attractive women who have very low self-esteem. Mm-hmm. I'm not her. I'm not that. Okay. Mm-hmm. I have a repertoire. I am a whole ass model. I have a repertoire of photos that let you know that I'm that girl. I put that shit on in real life. You can't tell me a whole bunch about what I look like. Even on my worst day, I look better than some of y'all. So
God damn it.
I'm not saying this to hype myself up. This is not like arrogance. This is just the reality, because I have very high self-esteem of myself. I know what I bring to the table. I know who I am. And so when men who are used to dealing with girls with low self-esteem get in the presence of a person like me, that the same game they would do on those girls does not work over here. And so people will see that, and it's a hard stop. And they'll try to circle, if they do that and maybe 6 months later I'm still single, they'll try to circle the block. But I'm like, no, like, single does not mean desperate. Single does not mean lonely. Single does not mean down for whatever. Single just means single. I'm single, and I say by choice. I heard earlier that it's not the right thing, but I'm single by choice. I'm single because I'm choosing to. I would rather be by myself than settle for somebody who don't mean me no well. So that's how self-esteem has affected me personally, and I think that those who don't have self-esteem place themselves in situations where it's not serving them, but they're okay because they have somebody. Like, this situation don't serve me. It's not meaning me no good, but at least I got somebody. That ain't never gonna be me. If God willing, that ain't never gonna be. Like, I don't never want to be in a situation where, well, at least I got a man. Like, what a man gonna do if a man ain't make you? What a man gonna do if he ain't like? A ball of semen. Like, what do we even?
Good take, good take. Dom, good take it, because you're right. Now you got to think about my Navy days. You know, it was a bunch of them niggas in the Navy with women with low self-esteem. Now you got. I know about 3. I'd have called them niggas' name out, but I'm gonna let them make it. Just a good take. Let me get to the chat, guys. All right, man. Who we got in here? We got Tony G. I know I'm late, but hey, Tony, listen, don't start this shit, man. You making this a habit now. It's second week in a row, brother. What are you doing, man? You over there?
Tony busy. Let Tony live.
Man, Tony over there making them barbecue plates. He forgetting about us, Gizzle. He over there forgetting about us. All right, what Tony G says. All right, Tony G came back. He said, "I've never thought of a woman good for me. I'm sorry, I can't use that line." He says, "I have very low self-esteem. I'm too smooth for that." With my Billy D voice. That's the Tony G we've been waiting on. That's our nigga right there, Tony G. All right, Tony G. No, that's not Maya. That's my guy, Dominique. Tony G from Sxx Podcast. He has a very great podcast. Super dope brother, man. When we close out, I'll get you more acquainted to him as well. Really great dude. All right, last topic. Then we own the respect and the reject. I think that's what Tony be creeping in right by the time respect and the reject come. He like to see Gizzle get frustrated. All right, Gizzle, one more time. Comport yourself for this next one, okay? All right, I'm gonna kick this one off, guys. How do you think childhood experiences and family dynamics shape mental health and dating patterns? Let me tell you something. It is when you don't address your childhood experiences, you're gonna keep repeating. A lot of times with these women I've dated, they not mad at the man in front of them. They mad at the man behind them. And a lot of times they fighting a ghost, because it could have been their daddy that broke their heart. It could have been granddaddy, some uncle, some boy. A lot of times they're fighting the man that's not in front of them. It's the man that's behind them. So therefore they keep it's until they address that trauma and whatever that issue is, they keep seeing the same damn man in a different body, no matter what they say. So as it pertains to me, until I addressed that abandonment with my mother and that childhood, I kept seeing, whether it was there or not, I kept seeing my mother's abandonment in every woman because I was projecting that shit. Dom, she could have said something like, Mac, I don't think I can make it right now. I'm in trouble. I knew you was gonna leave. You know, I knew it. I knew your ass wasn't about shit. I knew you was. I knew I couldn't trust. Mac, she just said she couldn't make it today. My nigga, calm down. But I kept projecting my mother. It wasn't the woman. I was fighting the ghost from the past. And it's dating women. I see a lot of women. They still got them father, them daddy issues. That some man broke their heart. Some abuse they experienced, some abuse they assault, and they ain't got over that shit, and it rears his ugly head. And they constantly fighting that man. They're not fighting the man in front of them. They're fighting the man behind them. And Dom, I'm gonna let you get to that because I know Gizzle, that's gonna be a passionate take for her. So Dom, go ahead. She's passionate. Hey, Dom, she's passionate.
She must gonna go off the dome again because I don't see her writing yet.
Oh, she's right. You're right.
But I think that goes is what you just said. That goes with the men too. A lot of men be fighting their mommy issues that they have, and they don't take care of that before they get into the relationship. A lot of what I'm not going to say I had mommy issue. I think my mother poured into me bad communication skills. Okay. So even with my little brother, me and him discussed about having to relearning how to communicate with a woman. Because with my mother, she would get to yelling, screaming, cursing at you, whatever, and you would shut down. So now I used to just shut down and ignore everything a woman would say to me. Like, that shit, did you hear what I said? Yeah, I heard. I didn't hear a daggone thing. Like, you started yelling, so now it's over with. I didn't hear nothing. And then my communication back with it was never in a positive or a loving manner. So now the relationship is just terrible. Like, I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want to come out my mouth is going to come out my mouth, and it was definitely aimed to hurt your feelings, to make you cry, and to make I feel like I won. So I had to relearn, like, oh, nah, that's not a good way to communicate. So let me communicate you in a loving way and not with that type of vigor to make you feel away. Unless you understand where I'm coming from, we see it from eye to eye. You have your conversation. I'm gonna listen to you and bring it back to you, and now we good. So I think a lot of issues of you said something about earlier, like a 2-parent household. Sometimes a 2-parent household don't give you everything you need to move on with relationships. Sometimes it gives you everything you don't need. Sometimes you see the worst in relationships that have you go to a pax like, dang, I don't want that when I get older. Like, I want to be in a relationship where so sometimes a single parent gives all the love they can receive better than the person down the house that got 2 parents in the house.
Yes, sir.
Like, all they seeing is abuse. And then over here, I'm just here with my daddy, or I'm just here with my mama, and I'm getting all this love.
Yes, sir.
So it's all about what you receive at home to give out into the world. So now you receiving love, you're gonna give love when you get out here. If you feeling just survival, hey, you're gonna be just for surviving out here.
Talk your shit, Dom. Talk your shit. Sxx Podcast. Talk your shit, Dom. Gizzle, close it out, baby.
What was the question again? I've been making notes.
You been over there, see?
I just want to make sure I'm answering the question properly.
Gizzle, how have you and me dealt with our childhood trauma, basically, in our dating? How have we moved forward? Because we both have that bond together. How have we dealt with that, Gizzle? And how have we stopped trying to fight them ghosts in the past, Gizzle? That's the thing.
Okay, so I'll say this. Honestly, most of the people I've dated in my dating history have they're either fatherless or they have father issues. Okay. And why is that a problem? Because I date men. I date men exclusively. So if you're fatherless and you were not taught how to be a man from a father, or if you have father issues and you beefing with your father, there's some things there. But when it's a man who is fatherless, like they lost their father, like I did, now you have a weird cycle of trauma bonding happen. So now we're not necessarily bonding because we're locked in. We're locked in because that we share that similar trauma, and so that has become problematic. But I guess my mentality and what I've done, looking at relationships, because there's literally only one person in my family, one family in my family that is married. It's my auntie and my uncle. They've been married for it'll be 40 years next year, right? Been together for 40 years next year. Okay. Everybody else been divorced or have lost their spouse, so forth and so on, right? So my thing is, I'm looking at them and they looking at me like, oh, you 35 and you ain't never been married, you ain't got no kids. What's wrong with you? But I'm looking at them, I'm like, that relationship you didn't work out. That relationship you didn't work out. That relationship you didn't work out. No, I'm doing the opposite. So that's how I've dealt with these situations, because I think that I'm a real proponent of balance in all things. I'm a real proponent of balance. This is why reciprocity is such a big thing for me, because I think that if you're choosing to be with somebody, you're choosing to journey through life with them, you're choosing to partner with them. It's and I hate the idea of just marriage is a business partnership. It is, but it's a partnership in general. You're choosing to do these things. So with that being the case, y'all have to be locked in. But what are y'all locked in for? Are y'all locked in because of the sexual chemistry? Are y'all locked in because y'all are emotionally dependent on each other? Are y'all locked in because there's some trauma bonding there? Or are y'all locked in because y'all are actively making a choice to love each other intentionally and on a daily basis? There are so many differences between all those situations. So for me, I'm looking at all the things that the people with these failed relationships have done or haven't done, and I'm trying to actively do the opposite, so that when I do show up and when I do get in that space of marriage and husband and things of that nature, I can show up whole. I can be the thing I need to be. I can address when I'm wrong and say, babe, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, babe. Like, I want to be able to do that. These are things that I want to be able to do. And so that's what I've done to work through it, because I don't want a relationship like my mama's. I don't want a relationship like my aunties. I don't want a relationship like my cousins. I don't want to be nobody's baby mama. I don't want to have baby daddy. I want to be a married wife with children eventually, maybe if that's God's will. But I want to be a married wife. And so that's the energy I'm moving in. I speak to wives. Okay. I don't speak to single women about being wives. I speak to wives and I speak to husbands. And they tell me what works for them, and I glean, and that's what I listen to. I don't let the trauma of my family and others affect how I move in relationships. Simple answer.
Well, there it is. I just and that's important. And Gizzle, you do show up, and that's why I always laud you and give you your flowers, because you always show up. And if you show up for me. I know, I can only imagine how you would show up for your man and your in a personal space. That's just who you are, your character. And, I laud that. And that's a hell of a character, because that a lot of people don't have that these days. And, me having abandonment issues, and it's always like, we got this unspoken chemistry, like, Mac, I got you, Mac. I'm going to be there. And you always show up. It's like what's understood ain't got to be explained, Mac. Mac, I got you. I'm with you. Let's rock out. So I just want to tell you, thank you for being you as always. All right. Respected or rejected, it's going to be fun, baby. We got some people that I hope Gizzle know these people, Lord Jesus. Oh, Dom know everybody on this list.
So, just because he don't know, 2 weeks ago, we did Respected or Rejected, and he was giving me names, and I didn't know the people. And
Dom, she didn't know Dame Dash.
I don't know what Dame Dash be doing. I'm from the South.
And she was in Korea 25, 20.
You didn't know.
I don't know what I grew up with T.I. and Luda and Outkast. Okay.
All right.
That's no excuse, but we'll let you slide. We'll let you slide.
Thank you, Dom. Don't let her off the hook. Thank you. She'll try to get out of it. All right. Let's get into women. Let me get to the chat. I'm sorry. Let me get to the chat. All right, Tony. What did Big T said? Facts, Matt. Big facts. That ghost in the past eating them up. Yeah, man. A lot of women are chasing those ghosts in the past. They stop fighting the men in the past. All right, Tony G. It can damage a lot. A lot of hate in this world is because of childhood trauma. We need to heal before moving any further. Most of us men don't assume accountability for past issues. That's what my brother Dom just said. Most of us will never vent or release stress. You better say it. All right, y'all. Respected or rejected. Self-checkout at these damn grocery stores and places like that. I reject the hell out of that. I'm going to tell you why. You ain't going to make me go to a self-checkout because you're going to have one cashier. You're going to make me go check my ass out of there. I reject it. the hell? What if my grandmother was 85 years old, still living, and she had to go? You gonna make her go to self-checkout? I reject self-checkout.
You sound like Plies.
I reject self-checkout, Tami. You gonna make me check out with one cashier. You gonna make me check out.
That's what Plies said. That's why he said he boycotting Walmart.
Hey.
I'm sick of that shit. You gonna make me check out. Go ahead, Dom.
They don't pay me hourly to swipe my food across the thing, so I reject that shit. Like, yeah, am I getting a paycheck?
I'm getting a discount. I'm getting a discount.
Hey, one for them, one for me. One for them, one for me. I'm getting paid.
Yeah. So that's a reject on Dom. Gizzle?
I reject it. And I'm going to tell you, because y'all making my life harder, I'm going to make your life harder. So there's a specific, hey, y'all can listen to this if y'all want to. Hey, if you find me doing it if you see me do it. But there's a specific drink that I get from Kroger. They have different brands of it. The one is cheaper than the other ones, but the other ones I like better. So all I do is I get one of the ones that's cheaper, and I just swipe that many times, and I save my little cents. Because you making me swipe it. So, yeah. I'm not like a thief or nothing, but like,
hey, I mean, you from around the way.
She like Denzel. She said, "I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something."
My little cousins will find something that's like $1, and they'll change the sticker when they go to the wipe out the checkout at Walmart.
All you gotta do is find something the same weight. Hold up now.
Hold up now. Hey, look at Dom. Hey, Dom. And we're going to DM Dom for techniques. All right, y'all. Good stuff. Respect it and reject it. Oh, Gizzle. This is going to be good. This is going to be good because Dom is, this is going to be a good one. Shacking up before marriage. Woo! Dom, what you got?
You already know my answer.
I know, Gizzle. I know, man. Let me hear it, Dom.
I don't know. I want to. No.
You got to pick a side, Dom.
I'm going to pick a side. I'm going to say I respect it. You know why I say I'm going to respect it? I respect it for. I didn't do it.
Okay.
But I respect it for the fact that you got to know how somebody live when y'all living together. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't shack up for too long. Hey, what the old folks say, don't give them the cow. Don't give them the cow. Don't give them the milk so they can get the cow for free. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Give them a good 6 months to see, hey, I'm living with this person for 6 months and put that pressure. Hey, what we doing? Are we just living together or we want to go to the next step? Because if you let me just not go to the next step, nigga ain't gonna go to the next step. So hey, you might live with somebody for 6 months and be like, you know what, this motherfucker junky and dirty. I can't handle this. I'm out of here. This wouldn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he leave his drawers in the junk. She leave her panties in the sink. Hey, her brush. She just leave her toothbrush right there. She leave the toothpaste open. That shit annoy me. You know what I'm saying? This is something you wouldn't know. You just marry them and live with them. Like, no. So you
respect it. Dom, I'm gonna piggyback on you because I know Gizzle gonna give us a soliloquy about this one. I already know. I know this woman, man. So reject Don. I respect it. I'm gonna tell you why. For the same reason you said, all of those reasons. But a lot of women have never lived with a man in close quarters. They don't grow up with fathers in the household. A lot of times they don't have men around, so they expect men to be like women, and we ain't like women. Like you said, Dom, this nigga done left his drawers. He done walked in, left his drawer on top of his Timberland over there. Sometimes niggas just do that type of shit. So I think for the fact that it gives you a sample size of what you're dealing with. And can you handle it? Because I tell you what, you frown on somebody shacking, but people also frown upon you if you got married and get divorced a year later. Why did y'all do that? Well, you didn't know what your ass was walking into because you made them feel bad. So I'm gonna say, Dom, I respect it. All right, Gizzle, what you got?
I reject it, and you knew I was gonna reject it.
We knew you was gonna reject it.
I'm gonna tell you,
Dom, your screen is frozen, man. What's up with Dom's screen? It's frozen. Let me see. Why is it screen? Let me get him back.
Come back, Dom. Why?
Dom,
Why?
Dom, your screen's frozen, bro.
What the hell happened?
We can hear you though.
We can hear you, but I want the people to see his face.
What in the hell? And I'm very strong on the.
Yeah, you got the signal, but it's just
we outside tonight.
You see that? We get free entertainment in between the mission. Y'all, Gizzle was going to entertain while we got having technical difficulties on Dom. Dom is going to come back in. Gizzle going to give us her soliloquy while Dom is going to Huh?
I couldn't hear
what?
you.
You can't do what?
I couldn't.
You can't hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. All right, Gizzle. What's your take on the shacking up?
So let me tell you why. Because you think what you thinking. But listen, I ain't never liked the nigga enough to shack up with him. I ain't never been a nigga in life that I've liked enough where I want to be laid up on him all the time, living with him. Ain't never been a nigga in my life. Okay. So with that being the case, okay, I do think it's important for you to spend personal time with your significant other in their space. But you could do that by spending a night. You could do that by spending a week. Y'all can go on a trip together. But baby, shaking up ain't gonna do it for me because I ain't never met a nigga that I want to be up under 24/7 in his face, he in my face. Nah, I need my hey babe, I love you. I'm gonna go over here to my house. You stay here. Okay. So no, I don't believe in shaking up.
All right. That ain't gonna. I don't know what you're gonna learn from that from the weekend excursions.
And I don't know how you going to spend on a vacation. Hey, you got the daggone the help coming by to clean up after him.
Yeah. You gotta make something.
But that's why I said go to their house, spend a week at their house, so forth and so on. But like shacking up, but like we living in the same space, we paying bills together. No.
Right. I knew that, Dom. I knew she was gonna do that.
I know it too.
Yeah.
I know it too.
I wrote the question just for her, and I wrote this nasty question for her ass too. Respect it or reject it? Private schools.
Respect it.
I respect private school too. Actually, private school saved my life because when I veered off in the streets and started doing dumb shit at public school, I had to go back to private school, and that's how I say course corrected my life. It's in my book.
As a public school teacher, public schools are trash.
Okay, Justin.
Garbage. Sadege. That's how they say it. They say sadege in Korea.
Basura.
Basura. You know I know about basura, dog.
You know I know about basura.
What you got, Don?
I like to ask why you say public schools are trash?
They are. The curriculum they give us, they don't prepare people. I teach English, and this year I teach American Lit. They've rearranged our curriculum, but they haven't given us the curriculum at a glance for each chapter. So I went from teaching a class where it was 4 units to teaching a class where it's 6 units, but I only have access to unit 1. Next week is the last week of unit 1. I don't have access to unit 2 yet. But you want me to teach these kids like I know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. Nobody know what's going on. And you know what? We found out the person who made the curriculum for the thing, who set it up, don't nobody involved got an English degree. Ain't nobody ever taught English. How are y'all making our curriculum and y'all don't teach? You got that? Baffling. But that's what we have to put up with in public school, because you got to do it because the government gave you this grant and y'all got to use this money.
Did you teach in private school too before?
No. I've never taught in private school. No.
So how you know they're not going through the same thing? So
because they regulate their own stuff. They don't have to go with government or state regulations. That's why the whole point of it being private. I have taught in a charter school. Charter schools do not have to follow the same regulation. They have to follow certain state things, but they get to make up some of their own rules. I've seen that work. My nieces, they go to a private school. I've seen that work. My nieces are some of the smartest children that I know. They've been reading since they were like 4 years old, not reading chapter books. So our system is trash. It is. I'm sorry.
Dom, did you respect it or reject it?
I'm really indifferent on that. I think a lot of it has to do with location. You know what I'm saying? I think if you're in a good location, you're gonna get better schooling. If you're in a lower location, you're gonna get badder schooling. They ain't gonna give you the same they give me. You living here and I'm living down here, so they're gonna give me this little bullshit right here just to stay right here. And then you're gonna give the people that's up here this type of education so they can keep going up here to keep the separation.
That's true to a certain extent. It's
I guess I have to listen to her. I guess I'm gonna have to reject it. She gave me the information. I'm gonna have to reject it.
I'm saying it's true to a certain extent because when I was in Michigan, I taught for Eau Claire, I taught for Berrien Springs, and I taught for Mishawaka, and I taught for oh my gosh, what's it called? Benton Harbor, okay, and St. Joe. St. Joe, predominantly white. They got MacBooks. They got iPads. So they just had the resources. Were those kids necessarily smarter? No, they just had better resources than the kids at Benton Harbor. So it's true to a certain extent. Sometimes area has something to do with it, but sometimes they ain't got nothing to do with it because you can be in a certain area and you still getting a trash education because the curriculum it does not align or what have you. The teachers aren't good. They let anybody teach these days because teachers are quitting in droves. And honestly, I'm saying this as a person who was in a teacher education program. A lot of the people that were in the teacher education program with me, I'm like, I don't want these people teaching my kids. They're dumb as hell.
Ooh.
Real talk. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not. Real talk.
All right, good stuff. Let me get to the chat, guys. I know we went a few ahead. I think I already got that one. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We got Big T said reject self-checkout. I think everybody rejected self-checkout. That's just the worst shit ever right there. Tony G rejected. You took a lot of jobs from kids. We got to pay for the food and bag it ourselves. Sandra King says reject. Big T says accept the shacking up before marriage. Thank you guys for the chat. Yeah, I know. Gizzle, she think you can do it off of vacation. Let her think that. All right, rejected because I refuse to give you the wife benefits if you aren't the wife. Ooh. All right, Tony G. All right. Sandra says I reject it. You can see how someone lives by it. All right, Sandra G. That warmed her heart. Tony G said you can get married and still not see the real. A lot of people experience great changes after the ring. All right. Big T said respected private schools. Definitely, I respect private schools. All schools. Tony G said all schools are trash. Really, they teach kids how to be workers, not leaders or entrepreneurs. Just a little backdrop on Tony G. Dom. He don't like nothing to no one. But he don't like nothing to no one but Magtastic TV. So as long as you on this platform, he love you. But he don't like sport. Dom. He don't like sports. He don't like hardly nothing.
Oh Lord.
All right, man. Good stuff. All right, y'all. Respect it or reject it. 8-hour work days for 5 days a week. That I reject the shit.
I reject that.
Who made that bullshit up?
As Tony G just said, they made folks to be workers. So that's why they did it.
Yeah. Man, you don't need 8 hours. We get this shit done in 4 or 5 hours and call it a day. And 5 days is too much, man. You should have work for 4 days. Exactly, Don. 4 days minimum. All right. I think that's the easy one. Everybody gonna reject that one. Respect it or reject it. Veneers.
Reject. Cause why? Why y'all walking around looking like Mr. Clean? I don't even know what you look like. But why you walking around looking like Pac-Man by the Hey.
I respect the veneers because if you want to put that goofy shit in your mouth, put it in your damn mouth. I don't give a shit. You like a damn. You want to like Mr. Ed? You put that shit in your goddamn mouth.
That's exactly what they be looking like.
Give it down. All right. Good stuff, y'all. Respect it or reject it. Company Christmas parties. I respect it. I mean,
I respect it.
I respect it.
Ain't nothing wrong with a good company Christmas party, Don. They mix it up.
You ain't go to none of those Christmas parties they used to have when we was in the Navy?
Hell yeah, I went to them Christmas parties. Shit, hey, that's when you see some of them. You know what? We'll say that. Hey, Don, we'll talk about that next week. We're gonna have to do a segment about military stories, and me and Don will share some military stories with y'all. All right. Let me get to the chat. Chat, what y'all got? Keep up with us. Tony G, of course, say he reject false teeth. Of course, Tony G gonna reject false teeth. Big T says respect company Christmas party. Who don't like a good company Christmas party, man? Of course, Tony G gonna reject the company party. Hey, Dom, I told you this man don't like nothing but God, his family, and Matt Taston TV. That's all he like. He don't like nothing else. And music. God. All right, reject. Sandra said reject. They are co-workers, not friends. Most of them are snitches.
Dang, Sandra.
Damn, Sandra, where you working, baby? All right.
Juwana
in the building. Where you been, mama? She rejected. All right.
Damn, nobody like the Christmas parties. Dang.
I host the Christmas party every year, but I host it at the school. So we be lit.
All right.
And the food be good.
All right. Respect this is passionate. Me. Bear with me. A barber or a beautician who doesn't listen to your request. The reason why I'm effing bald, because a nigga didn't get, I said, bruh, don't push my line back, bruh. This nigga giving me a line back here. And over time, it just got further and further. And my shit started looking like a damn island. These barbers do not listen, man. I reject the barbers and the beauticians who don't listen, man. Ma'am, sir, cut my head away. I asked you to cut. Nigga, the high beard, nigga, not the low beard, the high beard. Don, what you got? Respect and reject it. Barbers who don't listen.
I mean, I reject the barbers that don't listen, but I'm not believing your story. I reject your story.
Same.
Are you trying to say I was gonna lose my line regardless?
You're gonna lose that line, brother.
Let me believe, Dom. I had at least another 5 years. Let me believe that. God damn, no question like that. Gizzle, what you got on that? Respect and reject it.
I reject a barber that don't listen. I'm dealing with a barber right now, and y'all probably see I need a haircut. But the reason why I need a haircut is I told her, I was like, give me a skin fade on the side, because my hair grows fast. It's gonna take a minute, you know. But my hair grow fast. This is 2 weeks of growth, and I can grab that. Like I shouldn't be able to grab that because it's supposed to be a skin fade. But I think she thinks because I'm a woman that she wants to make me look feminine. But baby, I'm a feminine woman. I could be completely bald and I'm gonna still look feminine because I'm a feminine woman. So I'm like, girl, if I tell you give me a skin fade, I need it to be a skin fade. So she got one more time to try to cut my hair, and it need to be exactly how I asked her to do it. I'm gonna have to find a barber because baby, I like a specific look.
You might want to just go find that barber now.
Basically, go find him now. I agree, Don. Yeah, good for. All right. Good stuff. What you mean, Sons? You with Dom? Okay, so ain't nobody believing about. Okay, so basically, y'all just thinking that a nigga. Okay, y'all saying like you.
It feels like to me. I'm gonna just say you was bald your whole life at this point. Like,
so see, you started. See, you started.
You got the chest meat out today.
Dom, let me just get you caught up, bro. She has this thing where she like she don't want to let me be great, right? So I let her shine all the time. But the minute I show my bosom, Mac, you with your mysterious eyes and your chest tattoo. Dom, me and this woman go back and forth all show.
I never said he had mysterious eyes. That was somebody else. But I did talk about his chest. Because why I see his chest every week? Why I see his chest every week? Don't nobody will see all that every week. That's all I'm saying. Wear a turtleneck sometimes.
He got purple panties. They want to see it.
Thank you, Dom. I got 90% women supporters. Besides Tony and
next week I'm gonna have.
Oh, then that mean the chat gonna be lit the way you talking about. Lit. You gonna have that dude that was obsessed, everything over here in the chat.
Hey, Dom, don't let me tell you about her white coworker that's crushing on her. But we'll get to that later.
Not too much on Mr. Barry. That's the homie.
Bringing her croissants. Okay, Tami, I understand what you're saying. My hair grows back fast. Oh, okay. Then wait a minute, Tony G. No, you didn't get in on this too, did you, Tony G? You didn't come. I reject anyone paying that don't listen. Mac, you went there a line. Mac, you went there a line. Okay, I don't know what Tony G mean, but it don't sound like he support me right now, Tony.
Nobody does.
That hurt my feelings, Tony. Y'all better back off. Oh, I knew Coco was gonna come get him off. I knew. I had somebody defend Tony just switched up.
No. She didn't defend you. She just said back up off you. That's all.
Yeah,
she didn't defend you. She didn't say that headline was still gonna be there. She didn't say that.
See, Dom, because you got your headline, man. Don't flex on me like that, bro. Because this nigga still, he almost 40 with a goddamn crispy ass headline.
Shout out to Joanna. She said 40, a lot of
41.
Dom, you 41?
Yeah.
Man, hey, brother, look good 41 with a full crispy lineup. That is amazing, nigga. I lost my shit at 35. Anyway, your line, that's the lie. Tony G. You know what? I'm gonna get off this topic, man, before this turning this off. Man, y'all done hurt my feelings. All right.
We started it. We just finished it.
The tardiness of barbers and beauticians. Respected or rejected? I reject it. Why y'all can't be on time? What is it with barbers that can't be on time? Man, I had a barber. I ain't gonna say his name. Black. Here's this dude here. The appointment would be at 10. This nigga walk in at 12 and look at you like you crazy. This nigga, you make an appointment at 12. He come and it's booked up. Why am I making an appointment and I gotta wait another 2 hours to get there? Why do barbers and beauticians struggle with punctuality? Reject that shit. Dom, what you got?
Hey, I reject it. I had to get rid of a barber because that nigga always canceled at the last minute. I understand your kids might got sick or something, but it can't happen every time I'm about to go somewhere and I got an appointment. Oh man, can we do it for tomorrow? No, nigga, I'm about to go out the country. No, you know what? I gotta find me another barber.
No, they got the best excuses. Hey, barbers got the greatest excuse. Hey man, my kid is on the roof, Mac. I'll be there in about an hour. Let me get my kid off the roof. Nigga, what? Crazy shit. Gizzle, respect or reject it?
Reject. My time is my money. My time is I don't got a whole bunch of extra free time. I'm in school, I work. Why can't you be on time? If I show up on time, the least you can do is show up on time. And I'm paying you to be there on time. Like, bring your ass on time.
All right. Let me see here. Somebody says, all right, get to the chat. Coco says, thank you, Dom. I don't know what you thanking Dom for, Coco.
You know what she thanking me for.
Yeah, Coco. I'm not feeling the love. I'm not feeling the love, Coco. I'm not feeling it right now, baby. All right. Rejected. Be on time. Big T says, and Coco comes back and then be mad at you when you late and that one time. Coco working the shop, so she definitely know everybody reject. If they are late, deduct from their pay. Hell yeah, you ain't getting no. And then one look for a tip. Nigga, you ain't getting no tip.
You ain't getting no tip. You ain't getting no tip.
F out of here. Rejected. Next point. My shop was open at 7 a.m. every day, 7 days a week. Closed at 7 p.m. Tony, I ain't know you was a barber, bro.
This man Tony got 19 jobs.
Nigga Jamaican.
15 businesses. Like
Tony do everything, boy.
He do everything.
For others, man. Speak on it. Yes, Tammy, my time is money. Joanna, of course, that's the buddy. They ride together. Rejected. Tony G. Big T. All right. Ain't getting no tip from me for Tardy. All right, y'all. Let's get to the people. This is going to be fun, Gizzle. I think you know all these human beings. Respect it or reject it. DJ Khaled.
I reject DJ Khaled. I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
He say nigga too much for somebody who ain't a nigga. Yeah, nigga. It's the nigga. Yeah, like such a.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna reject DJ Khaled as well because I don't know what the hell he do for the culture. I'm still trying to figure out do this nigga produce? I don't know what DJ Khaled do. Other than we the best and yell over the top. So I'm gonna reject Khaled. Dom, close it out.
I respect it. I respect it because we don't know what he do and we still see him all the
time. Nobody knows what this dude do. Nobody knows.
But besides another one, we the best.
That's God did. That's all he ever told me.
He's not a producer.
He don't rap.
He don't rap. He just everywhere and he puts albums out with people with features all over there. So I respect it.
Have y'all seen him working out and it's like he gaining weight instead of losing it? He been doing workout for years.
his workout is delusional as my line. Nigga, let it go, nigga. Just let that go. Just let it go. It wasn't. It ain't gonna happen for you, homie. Yeah. All right. Dom says, what did she said she laughing at Dom. Dom is hilarious. Rejected. Everybody reject. I think everybody rejected Khaled. All right, y'all.
Except for Dom.
Dom, I get Dom respect his hustle. I guess that's what it is. Yeah. All right. Respected or rejected? 50 Cent. I respect 50. I like me some 50 Cent. I like 50. I respect Old Kirk.
I reject 50 Cent. I feel like he an internet bully, and I don't like that.
I like Old Kirk.
Like when he first came out, I got shot 9 times. That was in all his lines and everything. He rapped a little bit. I think, Power, I've never got into Power, so I can't even speak on that. But I think that's something cool that he did. I don't, not something I watch. But the way I've interacted with him over the last 10 years has been him bullying people on the internet, saying rude, unnecessary things to people on the internet. And to me, that's lame because real gangsters don't tweet stuff. Like real gangsters say it to your face. So I don't like him. I'm sorry. He give messy, sassy vibes to me. Like, he be beefing with his son. Why you beefing with your son? You got multiple sons, but you beef with the older son. Like, yeah, I don't like that dude. He weird.
I respect 50. I respect 50. I respect 50's petty. I respect 50's business acumen. Now I understand you say he might. I believe 50 is saying it to their face because they won't try 50. so I respect it.
I don't think he gonna say nothing in public that he wouldn't tell him in his face. So I like 50, and I love the petty. Oh, he is the king of petty.
Yeah, I love the petty.
I like it.
I love the petty.
But I never see him picking on somebody that didn't bother him or say something. I mean,
I have.
Who is 50 Cent bothered? That ain't nobody bothered.
He talked mess about Madonna. Madonna got her booty done. Madonna.
Have you seen that booty?
I know, but why?
I mean, somebody needed it. Somebody needed to
say something about that horrible booty.
Why it had to be 50 Cent? Why it can't be the 25-year-old Madonna dating? Like,
because that's 50 Cent.
Yeah, because he got a bigger platform. He trying to help her. Cover that shit up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When him and Floyd Mayweather had their little beef, and he was talking about how Floyd couldn't read on the internet. Remember we talking about Floyd last week?
I mean, did he lie though?
It's not about lying. It's about couth. He ain't couth. There's no couth there.
Did he lie?
And Gizzle, you a teacher. You ought to help Floyd. We're gonna make that connection. All right. No, you don't want to. No. Dom, she say that now that he pull up in that damn private jet talking about come teach me. She'll get her ass up in the air and teach her how to read. All right, respect 50 Cent. Coco said he funny with his pettiness, man. Everybody love. I like me a good old petty nigga. Respect 50. I love what he's doing for my hometown, Louisiana. Yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff for Shreveport, I believe.
Yeah.
And he does give people opportunity. Respect it to a point. He definitely a bully. Tammy said, like, who bullies their own child? Joanna, ain't no to the point. I'm gonna say you respect it. We don't do to the points over here. All right, Tony. Wait a minute, Tony G. Like somebody respect. He is a real bully. Him in the game went at it. Him and Ja went at it. Okay, so Tony G actually liked the nigga. Wow. What? All right. He bullied Tierra Marie, RVP. I think she meant prevent or something like that. Okay. All right, y'all. So we got a mixed bag. I mean, me and Dom respect, Gizzle reject. All right. I think this is probably unanimous. Respect it or reject it. Eddie Murphy, respect the GOAT.
Respect. Even though he got 92 kids.
Respect it.
Respect it. Yeah, I
respect it. Respect it.
Party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
Oh, and Jay, he only went after Tierra Marie because she didn't pay him his money. He became petty with her.
He ain't had the money to pay him, man.
That ain't his fault. That ain't his fault.
Okay. Eddie Murphy, she said she respected. Love him. I figured Eddie was going to be unanimous win. All right, remember, y'all, whoever you respect or reject, just put the name next to him in the chat. All right, moving on. Respect or reject it. Lil Wayne. Weezy. I respect Lil Weezy. I like Lil Wayne. Gizzle? All right. He from the South. You know about Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne has said and done some problematic things in his career. And he's also responsible for Drake. And you know how I feel about Drake.
That man is not his daddy. Okay, that was a business move. Now come on. Oh, Gizzle, respect or reject, man. Get to
I respect Wayne.
Thank you, Dom, because she gonna be going. Let me get to the chat while she deciding, because she act like Weezy kicked her in the head one day. All right, Big T said he respect Weezy. I think Joanna said she respects Weezy. Let's see. Okay. Tony G said
because I'm not a hater, I'm gonna respect him, but
okay. After much deliberation, you finally decide to respect Lil Wayne. Thank you. Okay, hey Wayne, we love you over here, man. All right. Coco said,
"You right, Wayne."
Well, me and Dom. Hey, come see me and Dom. You ain't gotta be here. Just all right. Respect or reject it. Taylor Swift.
I reject Taylor Swift, even though I be listening to her songs. I reject her. And her little Swifties.
I don't have a reason to reject her, so I'm gonna have to.
Let me tell you why I reject Taylor Swift. Because Taylor Swift and her little Swifties keep comparing her to Beyonce.
That's not Taylor Swift doing that. That's the Swifties trying to do that. Yeah, Taylor Swift respect Beyonce. And she always shows love to Beyonce. She shows up for Beyonce stuff. I respect Taylor Swift because of what I hear about how she wants to move with people getting their money for their music. That she's the only one that speaks up about artists getting paid and not the way they're getting paid right now with the streams and how the big dogs get all the money instead of the little people getting the money from going on Spotify and Apple. So I respect her.
Respect her as well. I don't have a reason to reject. Oh, she getting rejected in the damn. Okay, wait a minute, Joanna. Rejected. Damn, Joanna.
Yeah, she could capitalize the reject. She was hyper with it.
Did she promise to come sing at a company function or something? She rejected the hell out of her. All right. Taylor Swift said, sorry, reject. Damn. The Swift ain't no Swifties here, baby. Big T said,
I think y'all probably respect her because y'all are black men, but black women feel away about Taylor Swift. It is what it is. Black women feel away.
So what that mean? We respect her because we black men.
Because I don't think y'all have interacted and engaged with her music and her fandom the way black women have. Because it's her fandom and how they have moved. I think that is put a damper on her. So it might not be her specifically, but it's how her fandom has moved over the last several years, specifically in certain things they've said about black artists in comparison to her. That's why we're like, because she could never. That I feel like that's what we feel. I can't speak to everybody in the chat, but I know that's what I feel like. Y'all compare her like she did that in the 10th, and like yes, she has some good albums, but for her to win album of the year all these years over Beyonce and over people like that,
no. G, Taylor Swift rejected. Okay, Tony G.
Anyway, but
all right, Jizzle. It's okay, Jizzle. Exactly, Dom. That's why I respect her. Good stuff. Okay, your buddy coming in to save you. Agreed, Tammy. All right.
It's how they interact with black women. That's what it is. So
okay, yeah. Jizzle. I'm gonna respect the little Swift.
Hey,
all right, respect it or reject it. Michael B. Jordan. Respect.
That's Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
That's
Michael who?
B. Jordan.
Okay.
And if he ever see it, hi Michael.
Hey, who are you?
We're gonna make a clip of this. He might Jizzle. If you want me to tag him, I might just tag him for you. I will tag him.
Not with me making them faces.
I'm gonna tag him. Hey, Michael B. Jordan. All right, respect it. Okay, Tony G. Respect it. Tony G. don't like nobody. All right.
Yeah, I feel like he's a good dude in real life.
Yeah, I think everybody. I figured Michael B. would agree unanimous. I think Dom respected as well. Everybody respects.
I didn't respect it.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
you rejected it.
I rejected.
Oh, you okay then? You reject Michael B.
Yeah, his acting needs some work.
Okay. All right. So Don. Okay. So we got Don rejected. All right. Fair enough. All right. Respect it or reject it. Dave Chappelle.
I respect Chappelle so much. I love Chappelle.
I respect it.
Yeah, I respect Chappelle. I ain't got no problem with Chappelle. I ain't got no problem with Chappelle.
I like
Anybody?
him.
I like Chappelle. I do.
Him and his little Asian wife.
Yeah, man. In the Chappelle show. All right. We got 3 more, y'all, and we about done. Respect it or reject it. Jamie Foxx.
I respect Jamie. I know it's a lot of black women that are mad that he be exclusively dating white women, but I don't care nothing about that. Jamie ain't never said nothing bad about a black woman. I don't think black women have problems with black men that date white women exclusively. The problem is when the black men date white women exclusively, but they have a whole bunch of shit to talk about the black women because that's the problem. Like, love the problem. You date, but Jamie Foxx funny. He can sing. That man talented. He can act. He can do comedy. He can do serious. Man, Jamie Foxx one of the greatest to ever do it. And I want to give him his flowers right now on this platform. I love Jamie Foxx. You ain't nothing you can do to make me hate Jamie Foxx. And
that's ain't nothing bad about no Jamie Foxx, man.
Listen, but when he was sick here in Atlanta a couple years back, when people thought I was praying. I'm like, nah, Jamie, Lord, my soul can't take it, Jesus. So yeah, okay. I respect it.
I respect it. I respect it. Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah, I respect Jamie. I ain't got a reason to reject Jamie. All right, let me get to the chat really quick. Tony G actually respects Jamie. All right. Respect. Who did she reject? She rejected Dave Chappelle? I guess she rejected Chappelle. I don't know who she rejected. All right.
She gonna tell us.
Yeah, I'm sure she's gonna tell us who she rejected. Make sure, Juwan, you gotta tell us. Oh, you rejected Jamie. Okay, she rejected Jamie.
I told you.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. She rejected. And Coco said he can still sing the draws off of me. Okay. Jamie, if you're listening, Coco said you can get them draws off of her, dog. All right.
Get comfortable. I'm about to do something I never done. Come on, y'all. Hey. Well, that album was a classic album. That one album he put out, that one first.
That's because Tank wrote it all.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tank wrote that whole album.
I did not know that either, dog. All right. Joanna don't know why she rejected him, but she just had to reject Jamie. She don't know definitively. All right, Coco said. See that? All right. Respect and reject it. Last 2. Chris Rock.
I don't know.
I reject Chris Rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna reject Chris Rock, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because ain't I'm gonna let no grown man put his goddamn hands on me. I'm gonna whoop his ass on sight. We gonna rumble all through that shit today. I don't want to hit.
I don't reject him because of that. I reject him because of the clip after that when he was fine with the white people saying the N-word.
Nah. Oh, well, that too. Hey, I'm gonna reject you for letting Will Smith get that close to you. Hey, bro, you gotta back your ass up off me.
He was nothing he could do with Muhammad Ali.
No. There's always something you can do with a nigga approaching. You better get your ass off me. No. Hey, Dom, we're gonna be tussling right there in the ground.
Yeah, he would have took the L though. Yeah, but hey, I don't reject him because of that, because he would have took the L. So hey, do the pity party the way he went with it. But I reject him when they showed them clips of him letting white people say the N-word. So yeah, he deserved that slap.
I'm gonna reject him. I'm gonna reject him.
Chris Rock going, I'm gonna reject you.
I think he be tap dancing for white people, and I think he been doing a lot of time in his career. He been tap dancing for white people. So yeah.
All right. So I'm sorry, Chris Rock. Hey man, this ain't the platform for you, bro. Reject. I don't think nobody respected Chris Rock. Let me see what.
Shout out to Chris.
I always rejected Chris because of all the money he made. He still had that ash on his lips. CB4. Yeah, he never could quite get that together. Let's see. Baby bro says Jamie and Adina got an all-time class. A t-shirt and panties on. You got your t-shirt and your panties on. That is a classic. All right. Tony G says rejected, didn't man up. Yeah, man. Hell no. I ain't gonna let no grown man hit me. I don't give a damn how big you are. We're gonna get this shit cracking right here, homie. All right. Last one, y'all, for the night. Respect it or reject it. The queen of the slut walk, Amber Rose.
Oh, she rejected like I reject her like a fraudulent $20 bill. Okay. I reject her like a bad check. I reject her. I can't even think of nothing else to be rejected real bad, but I reject her. I reject the hell out of her. She is problematic. She's a culture vulture. She ain't nothing but a glorified stripper that just got rich off of sleeping with people. And how dare you twist your lips to say the things that you said and then backpedal and support a whole ass rapist, a whole ass molester, a whole ass convicted felon. She a weirdo and she needs to be silenced.
He wasn't convicted. He wasn't convicted.
Man, go.
He wasn't convicted. But I'm gonna say I respect it because of the fact was she always seemed like she was for sale.
She stayed on brand.
She stood on brand. She stood on brand. Hey.
All right. Reject with me, reject with Gizzle, and Dom said he respected for being true to being for sale.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to the chat. And actually, I got one more, and then we're gonna wrap it up. One more scenario. Reject Amber Rose, especially after she made the speech at a Trump rally. She did. Reject Amber, and of course Joanna with the emphatically reject.
Rejected.
All right. Reject Amber. That's why Jocelyn whooped her out in College Hill. Jocelyn beat Amber Rose.
No, she didn't. She didn't.
Okay. All right, y'all.
Did you see the clip?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't see the clip.
Yeah, I saw the clip.
Amber
got busy. Amber got busy.
Kind of rocked her. Shout out to Jocelyn though. But to be fair, she snuck Jocelyn. Like she walked up to her and it like she was so.
To be fair, Jocelyn wasn't on coke at the time.
Don't do the Puerto Rican princess like that.
Stevie, baby. All right, y'all. Respect it or reject it. Gender reveal parties.
Reject it.
I reject this shit getting too much out of hand.
Yeah, I reject it.
I respect it. It's cute.
You got flying over airplanes and shit, dropping balloons. Look, y'all doing too much, man.
Some people do too much, but when it's like a little cute, like my friend had one, and basically she went to Dunkin' Donuts. She went to Krispy Kreme. She had them fill one donut with whatever color it was, and then we all got a donut at the dinner reveal party and bit into it, and whichever one had the color in it revealed the baby. It was very simple. It wasn't like some of the stuff is crazy, but I think it's cute.
Reject it.
I'm gonna reject that shit. Listen, it don't take all that. If it's a goddamn boy, girl, listen, man. Listen, go with them.
Cute.
That's just extra money's being spent.
Yeah.
All right, respect is sweet, intimate. Oh, okay. All right.
So y'all want to have a gender reveal and a baby shower.
And the baby. They want to do all that. Just you see that, Dom?
Yeah.
Ain't paying for none of that shit, but want the man to pay for all that. Anyway, reject it. Just have a baby shower, period. Exactly, Tony. All right. Reject it. That's just another way to get gifts. I didn't get you pregnant. Purchase your own stuff.
Hey, Sandra.
Sandra, hard for it. Sandra, the hell with it.
Sandra said, I did not ejaculate inside you. Like,
Today, my baby. Well, listen, y'all, it's been a phenomenal episode, man. Hey, I cannot thank everybody enough. The world's greatest chat. Shout out to my brother Dom for joining us from Raw Sxx, man. Brother, tell the people, man, where they can find you at, what you got coming up, upcoming projects, and we're gonna have to get you back, brother.
Oh, definitely, anytime. Don't be scared to send me the invite. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna send it to you next Friday.
Hey, don't be scared to send the invite. Hey, I can still talk reckless.
I love it. I'm gonna get you back this week. Hey, but man, what they say? Hey, y'all, make sure y'all show Dom some love, man. He did a phenomenal job, and he didn't know none of the questions either. He just jumped on. Nice to see you on.
Nah, for sure. Thank you for sending me the invite. You can find me on Instagram, raw sex Sxx Podcast.com, because Instagram wasn't liking the sex for some reason. But my link tree is there. You can find me on Twitter, Raw Sxx Podcast 1. Mainly, I'm on Instagram for real, so you can come there. I be on lives. I post petty stuff because I'm petty like 50. That's probably why I like 50, because I'm petty too. Episodes normally drop on Friday. We got a couple of episodes we're working on. I got a Tubi director that hit me up in my DM, so I want to check him out. Got a couple of topics. I definitely want to do that love language trauma from kids episode. And yeah, definitely got to have you come back, Mac, and talk about Queen's Court.
Oh shit, man! Oh man! And if that's what you want to do, I can do it.
Yeah, we gotta have you come back, definitely. But yeah, definitely come check me out. Hey, I appreciate the support. Definitely, thank you for having me come on tonight.
Hey man, it's been
and don't be scared to send the invite. My wife is okay with me talking shit.
Hey, well,
she already know all the horror stories.
All right. So okay, because if I said to you next week, I want your ass to be here. But the funny thing with Dom, I like about Dom, I was trying to get him on before, and I was like, Dom, I'm sorry, man, it was the last minute. He's like, oh no, Mac, I'm an Aries. I like that last minute shit.
He said a whole bunch of Aries things today. That pettiness, my sister Aries.
That's why my grandmother raised me Aries. I love that. I love them Aries, man. I get along with them, man. So, and Dom is huge on support. He always repost our shorts. That's how he knew you, Gizzle, because he always repost them and stuff up there. So I will put his information in the link. As you all know, Tami G, make sure y'all order her shirts. They'll be in the description. So make sure y'all can follow either Dom and Tami. Their information will be in my description. I don't know what Gizzle is doing. I don't know if
she danced for Michael B. Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. I'm gonna make a reel out of this. Gizzle
Bay.
She really shooting her shot. I don't know what kind of shot that is, but she's shooting the hell out of it.
Nothing. Honestly, I've been up since 4:00 this morning. This is tired. This is when you tired, you just start doing ridiculous stuff. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. As always, y'all, appreciate y'all support. Hey man, make sure you continue to donate, support the show. Cash App, MacTastic TV. We appreciate that support, independent media, so we keep bringing this real. And we'll be back next week. And I'm gonna get Dom's ass back on here next week. God bless. We out.